Check one, check two, check one, check two. And hello and welcome to Lilley Field for the first time in 4 years. My name is Gary Smith and we are getting set to do the ribbon cutting ceremony for the brand new Lilley Field. We have President of California, University of Pennsylvania, and distinguished members of the staff, and I have to kind of lower my voice here as we're very close to the field. President Thorne, Coach Bertinoli out there.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lilley Field on the campus of California University of
Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful day here for a dedication ceremony.
And season opening doubleheader between the Lady Knights of Gannon and the Vulcans of Cal U.
It's been over 1,000 days since California has seen a game.
After the 2017 season, work began on renovations.
Matt Keifer, our sports information director, is telling the story as this renovation started in 2017, and California has been a team without a home for the past 4 years. But now they're back home, historic site of Vulcan softball, site of 2 national championships in 1997 and 1998. It's great to see the new field, new dugouts. The field has been leveled. If you've ever here for a game before, you remember there was a slight grade from right field to home plate, but now everything has been graded down. New infield facilities. As now we're going to see a close-up of President Thorne and the gathered guests, as we're going to be waiting for the
California University of Pennsylvania interim president Robert Thorne,
the first pitch.
Softball coach Rick Bertinoli.
Okay. The ceremony of first pitch will happen right after.
And members of the university cabinet, interim provost and vice president for academic affairs, Dan Engstrom.
And I'm just listening for Matt Keifer too, as he's explaining who is out there. There's a good manner of people out there from the upper management of California University, the cabinet. See on your screen right there. President Thorne is just to the right of center and to the left of Coach Bertinoli, longtime head coach of the Vulcan softball team. As we're going to get set for our ribbon cutting, and beautiful to see that about 80 feet. And now this facility is back open. California is back home again at Lilley Field. It's beautiful to see. Both teams are lined up in the just on the base paths in the infield, as now we're waiting for the ceremonial first pitches. Believe we're going to have 2 or 4. Don't know if it's going to be President Thorne and Coach Bertinoli or some players or some combination. Also like to welcome our listeners on 91.9 FM WCAL. Pam Delverne down at the station getting us on, so thank you, Pam, for that. As we are firing on all cylinders here on media today. Jeff Elson from the Cal Times is out there. We got Devin Harina shooting a hype video for the softball team, and my good friend Johnny Sakaguchi is running camera and is my right-hand man for today. So Fayette County has everything under control here for the afternoon, as we're just waiting to get the administrators and everything set for the first pitch. As we have some cell phone cameras coming out. This is definitely something you want to capture if you're a part of this, because this is the first time, like I said, in 4 years. And really, how often do you get a chance to dedicate a new field? As we see Coach Bertinoli, longtime head coach of the California Vulcans, and President Thorne. As we're going to see this, we're going to go a little close up, and President Thorne is going to see his first pitch. Let's see what President Thorne has. He's in the circle. Brooke Wilson right now behind the plate. President Thorne in the circle. Let's see if he throws a rise ball or maybe a change-up. So he's ready to go. And here's the ceremony first pitch. And that's over the plate. I think that would have been a hometown strike. Is now Coach Bertinoli, two-time national champion winning head coach of the softball team. Says, can I top that? I don't know. He's getting ready. Goes underneath, and that's a nice strike on the outside. And we are officially back to being at home here for the California Vulcans at Lilley Field. And Coach Bertinoli sends a little bit of a salute to Gannon out there, who's on the team there, the opponent today. And they will also go down in history as playing the first game on this field. So always fun to see with a new facility who's going to get the first pitch, who's going to make the first hit, first out. As we're going to take a quick commercial break here as we reset everything. We'll be back to the start of this game here from Lilley Field. Start of 2 games here at Lilley Field. So nice, let's play 2, as Ernie Banks used to say. So you're watching Vulcan Softball on CUTV Sports 1 and also listening to Vulcan Softball on 91.9 FM WCAL. And welcome back to Lilley Field. I had a little technical issue right there. The commercial break on my computer has not fired off, so I will have to fill a little bit more time than I thought today. So it just means we're all going to become good friends listening and watching here on 91.9 FM WCO, and also watching live on TV on CUTV Sports 1. Official announcements of the starting lineups. Once again, this is the first game of the year for the California Vulcans. It's actually been about 1 year since the pandemic shortened their 2020 season. They were on their spring break trip down south, and were basically, I'm not sure if they were pulled off the field during the game or between games. But first, we're going to get the starting lineups for Gannon.
Leading off and playing shortstop, number 28, Jules Ryan.
And my good friend Johnny Sakaguchi on camera is going to get some close-ups right now. As we're going to see the Gannon Golden Knights starting lineups. I'll run down them at the same time as Matt Kiefer will. Starting for the Gannon Golden Knights, playing number 28 playing shortstop, Jules Ryan, a freshman. Batting second baseman, Olivia Evans. Batting third, catcher Kristen DeMattis. One of 2 DeMattises in the lineup for the Golden Knights. Batting cleanup, designated player Katie Stalker. Batting fifth, center fielder Maria Talani. I can't read my handwriting. Batting sixth, Lindsay Lactose. Batting seventh, number 33, third baseman Hannah Neal. Right fielder Maddie Krause will be batting eighth. Batting ninth and pitching is Kennedy DeMattis. She's a senior pitcher. And the designated player will be left fielder Angela Vicini. And now for the California Vulcans will be Brooke Wilson.
Batting second, playing second base, number 6, Selena Jacque.
Batting second will be Selena Jacque. Batting third will be Paige Wilson. Batting third will be Michaela Machinsky. Batting fourth will be Alyssa Young. Batting sixth will be Brittany Wilson. Batting seventh will be left fielder Jordan Pineri. Batting eighth will be number 37, right fielder Charity Henderson. Batting ninth, shortstop Alexa Pastor. And your pitcher today in the circle will be number 10, Ellie Lobdell. And once again, your head coach and manager for the Vulcans will be Rick Bertagnoli. What a beautiful day for a softball game here at Lilley Field, as both teams are going to stand on the first base line. We're going to ready to take a pause for the national anthem, and we will pause for the anthem as well. And with that, we are set to go here from Lilley Field. The national anthem has been played. The starting lineups have been announced. So all it's set to do is have the men in blue say play ball. Once again, your starting pitcher for the California Vulcans will be number 10, Ellie Lobdell. She is a sophomore for the California Vulcans. And she hails from Warren, PA, which is also, fun fact, the hometown of our own sports information director, Matt Kiefer, who is in what we're referring to right now as Kiefer's Corner here at Lilley Field, as the new press box is in the corner of the property, as we're going to get a close-up of both managers at home plate, exchange of the lineup cards. And you can bet both of these managers are just thrilled as punch to be out here today, playing with everything the world has gone through in the past year, uncertainty if athletics were going to come back, if they were going to come back, what that was going to look like. So this is a little bit of normalcy for everybody involved. I know myself and my good friend Johnny Sakaguchi on camera, and Devin Harina, who's out there shooting a hype video for the softball team. You know, we're all thrilled as punch to get back into action, doing what we love to do. A little small crew today, with today being a Tuesday in the middle of the afternoon. Unfortunately, one of the pesky things that happened is classes gets into the way of our student volunteer schedules, but luckily Johnny was able to clear his schedule, and he is sitting about 3 feet from me running our low camera here at Lilley Field. A little bit of a different look if you've ever watched a CUTV broadcast in the past from Lilley Field. Usually we would have the cameras on top of the dugouts. With the addition of the press box, we have an unmanned camera in the press box behind home plate. That's the shot you're looking at now. Due to space limitations, due to COVID, can't have a camera operator up there right now. Hopefully, as restrictions are lifted, we might be able to get a camera up there. But the shot I'm switching to right now, the close-up camera that our good man Devin is modeling a circa 2018 CUTV crew shot, the crew shirt. That is a low camera directly below for close-ups of batters and the like. Eventually we would like to incorporate our center field camera once again, but there's still some unfinished work behind the center field wall, as you can kind of see a few people making their way. If you're listening to this or watching this online and you're in the California area and want to come up to a game, be advised that the only real seating due to COVID restrictions is in the outfield. As you can see on this shot, to the upper right, there's a beautiful little hillside that we got some people on the hillside, which is actually nice. If you were ever up here for a game before, you remember, like I mentioned before, if you're were listening for the first pitch, the ceremony, there used to be a lot more of a gradient from home plate to right field, like just a gently slope into a mound. That's all been kind of graded down. It's kind of created a sense of a Wrigleyville almost, where you can have people sitting on lawn chairs over the right field fence and having a good view down in. A few other additions to this facility, California Lilley Field has been leveled, so it's a perfectly flat field again, so none of that gentle rise that I just mentioned. The fences have been pushed back. I believe the distance to all fields or all corners of the field is about 220 feet, which is about 20 feet further than it was in the past. A new backstop, as you can see, the close-up of the Vulcan dugout, who are now in the first base dugout. Historically, they've been in the third base dugout, but with the movement of the batting cages to the right, it's always good to have that home field advantage, so they can kind of just go out and get warmed out and get in the batting cages and get ready for the game. Brand new backstop, brand new dugouts, new press box. I'm assuming the bases are new. Can't tell if home plate's new. The bleachers that Johnny is sitting on is brand new. I'm under the Ron and Tony tent behind home plate, under the cover of the tent, because there is a little bit of a slight threat of just a touch of rain later in the afternoon. And the way we're setting up for COVID, we have the smaller setup with our computer. Right now the umpires and the managers are just going over some ground rules for the new Lilley Field. As I said, this is first time the game has been played up here. I'm not sure if California was able to get up here and practice at any time the last couple of days. I know the facilities were Ron and Tony, the facilities for athletics, were doing a great job trying to get this field ready for playing. They did a wonderful job, but I'm not sure if the Vulcans had a chance to get any practice time on the field. So as we're going to take a look at the Vulcans in their brand new to last year. I know they wore these a little bit on their away trip. I'm going to call these the icicle uniforms, the white on white with the new Vulcan word mark that was unveiled a few years ago. A lot of times I'm an old school uniform guy. I'm not sure if I like the white on white, but it just works for this team and this look. It's a pretty fresh look. Gannon will be dressed, if you're listening to this on the radio, they will be dressed in their all-road black, so should not have a trouble of figuring out which team is which as the coaches, the team, are getting ready for their breaking out onto the field. One thing I did not hear in the pregame music was Bad to the Bone, which Coach Bertinoli would always play historically, so I don't know if that's a change for the new facility, or if that's been something that he changed since we were gone. As we're going to watch Coach kind of confer with his catcher, and that is Brooke Wilson, the senior. And going to the circle, right-handed pitcher, Ellie Lobdell. So we're going to look at the tape from last year. These are numbers from last year, just kind of give you an idea of what both teams are bringing to the table in this from last year. Of course, this doesn't mean a lot, but just a point of reference is which direction the teams were going when the shutdown happened a year ago. Gannon coming into this game, or last year, as an offense, they're hitting .256, had 110 hits, 73 runs, 1 home run. And then ERA 2.11. They were 9-8 overall, 80 strikeouts, 33 walks, so not bad. California a little bit less on the offense, 226 at 100 hits, 50 runs, but 5 home runs, so a little bit of power, not a lot of average last year. 259 on the mound, not bad. 4-12, which is deceptive because I know they played a lot of powerhouse teams on that trip that they took last year, and then 32 walks. So as Wilson sends it down, we are about ready to play that softball. As a wise man once said, do that softball. Is coming to bat right now for the Gannon Golden Knights, leadoff hitter, shortstop, number 28, Jules Ryan. She's a freshman. So we're going to get a good shot of Wilson and Ryan and Lobdell and the man in blue. Again, bear with us. It's a two-man band here from Lilley Field with a little bit of glare on the screen, so we're going to do our best, Johnny and I, to bring you Vulcan softball from Lilley Field. Here's the first pitch in 4 years, and it's going to be inside for a ball. Just a little inside. I think the height was right, but it was just a little inside. 1-0 pitch now. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right over the middle. So the first strike in renovated Lilley Field history is a strike right over the letter, right over the heart of the plate. Runs the count to 1-1. Jules Ryan, a freshman for the Golden Knights, her first collegiate at bat. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, and it's just chopped down. It'll be a foul ball. So quickly, first batter of the game goes behind to Lobdell, 1-2. 1-2 now is your count. So the wind picks up here. So my tent's about to go flying, and there's a pitch. There's a strikeout on the outside. Nice pitch by Lobdell, as that will be the first out of the game.
Now batting the second baseman.
And that'll bring up
Olivia Evans.
now for the Golden Knights. She's the second baseman. She's a freshman as well, so a lot of youth being served here in the Gannon Golden Knight lineup. First pitch is on the corner, strike one. So Lobdell dealing both sides of the plate equally early on in the game. Wearing the pitching mask out there is Lobdell. 1-1 pitch. That's a foul ball over the dugout, and quickly Lobdell goes behind or goes ahead of Evans by a 2-0 count. We get a good look from our low camera of what the batter's seeing. Intimidating presence up there is Ellie Lobdell, the senior. So the 0-2 pitch. Foul directly back, and it'll stay 0-2. So the new backstop does its job very well, protects our own Devin Harina from getting hit with a foul ball. So we've checked out the integrity of the backstop so far. So far, Lilley Field 2.0, or actually 3.0 if you're going back to be technical about it, is holding up. So it was the 0-2 pitch, check swing, foul ball. Stays 0-2. So the freshman Evans doing a good job of fighting off. Looks like Lobdell's trying to work her outside. She got the first pitch as a strike was a called strike on the outside. So we'll see if Lobdell moves to the inside. 0-2 pitch. And that's going to hit her on the shoulder, or excuse me, the elbow. I felt anatomy in college, and Lobdell will send Evans to first base. It looked like it hit her on the inside of her right forearm, so that'll put a runner on first. Kind of unfortunate is Lobdell had her 0-2 for quite a long time, but then you give up a hit batter, so we'll see if Lobdell can shake off that. Now she looks over. Is there some instructions being given? Also, bear with me as I'm trying to figure out the best way to fight the wind, directing, announcing, and keeping score at the same time. So there's the 0-1 pitch popped up, and that's heading over my way, and it would have hit the old barn, but instead it's a harmless foul ball. 0-1's the count. It could be a little. There's the 0-1 count. Pitch on the inside, and that's just going to be a little too far inside. That'll miss. Ball one. 1-1's the count. If you're just joining us, top of the first game at home in 4 years, over 1,000 days for the California Vulcans. One pitch. Foul, and there's not going to be a play. It's going to be fouled over the dugout, so that'll go to 1-2. So it looks like Lobdell's dealing some heat, because typically if you're seeing right-handed batters fight them off to the right side over the first base dugout, that means they're having a hard time catching up. So we'll see if Lobdell in a 1-2 pitch tries to take something off, get that bat sped up through the zone. And there it is. And the strikeout and a throw to first base is not in time, but that'll be the second strikeout of the game for Ellie Lobdell, and that'll send Gannon 2 outs.
Designated player, number 55.
And that'll bring out designated player Katie Stalker. And Stalker is a senior in the lineup, so the last two players for the Golden Knights seniors, so some senior leadership coming in here. 2 outs, top of the first. Foul ball right back at us, and once again the integrity of the fence is tested, and it's successful. And Liddell moves ahead of the count, 0-1. Runner on first. Oh, 1 pitch. Fouled away. 0-2. Once again, I'd like to apologize that we're not seeing that high home camera move. Just a space limitation in the new press box, and with COVID restrictions, I think we only have 2 people up there. So Matt and Gio are running the stats for the game, and we're out here doing the best we can. There's the 0-2 pitch to right field. It's going to go off our screen, and that will be a catch. So that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So after hit batter, nothing comes of that. So we'll move to the bottom of the second. We're going to try and go to a commercial break once again. We'll see if this works. If not, we'll be right back, and you get to listen to me for a little bit more. So as we move to the top of the bottom of the second, California and Gannon are tied. And welcome back to Lilley Field. I'd like to apologize to our viewers at CUTV Sports 1 and also our listeners on 91.9 FM. The commercial reels are not playing how they should be, so gave it a try. It didn't work, so between innings you'll just hear a lot of me giving some reads and stuff. So congratulations for winning the Hangout with Gary for an afternoon sweepstakes. So we'll use this time to go down the starting lineup for the California Vulcans. Batting first, Brooke Wilson, catcher. Batting second baseman, Selena Jaquay. Batting third, first baseman, Paige Wilson. Batting in cleanup, third baseman, Michaela Machinsky. Batting fifth, center fielder, Alyssa Young. Batting sixth, designated player, Brittany Wilson. Batting seventh, Jordan Pineri. As there was a change for Gannon, new second baseman, so not sure if that's related to the hit batter. On the bump for Gannon is Kennedy DeMatis. And going to the plate for California, leading off first batter, new Lilley Field for the Vulcans, Brooke Wilson. Still waiting to see who is going to get that first base hit in Lilley Field history. That pitch was across the plate for a strike. Just a little inside. Count goes to 1-1. Brooke Wilson, senior catcher. Good view of what the batter's looking at right now. And there's a shot to shortstop. It's bobbled, and that is going to be the first runner for California in 4 years here at home. So Wilson will go to first. Not sure if that's going to be ruled a hit or an error, so we're going to wait a second to see what Matt Kiefer rules that. But that brings up the left-handed batter, Selena Jaquay. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a strike, as I'm going to get my graphic corrected to reflect the 0-1 count and the runner, and that was ruled an error. And there's a bunt. Ball's put in play. Throw goes to second. It's going to be low. And right now, California has some action on the bases as Jaquay, a little chopper to just to the left of the plate. The throw, I think, might have got Wilson going to second base, but it was a little off target. But now California has runners on first and second. Nobody out. Let's see if we can't break something open right now. As batting for the Vulcans is Paige Wilson. Pitch was high and inside, so it's going to be ball one. No hit given on that last play. A little fielder's choice resulted in the base runner. And there's a shot over the second baseman's head. See if Coach Bertinoli is going to send a runner, and we have the first base hit and the first two runs at Lilley Field here for the Vulcans as California takes a 2-0 lead on a sharply hit ball over the second baseman's head for Paige Wilson. And as I'm going to reset, now there's going to be a timeout called by Gannon to try and reset themselves. We're going to see Wilson now going to talk to Bertinoli. That was just a nice level swing she had. Didn't try to do too much with the pitch. It was a little high and outside. She just took it to the right side, and Kurtz Bertinoli running gambling a little bit early, sending the second runner through. The throw was up the line, and California, a lot going for them right now. Emotionally wise, the first game back at home. I know a lot of the players, when we were getting here to set up, they were excited to be back on campus, and then you just add into the fact that this is the first game in over a year for this team. So very exciting, very fun to see this team break out the bats early on. Is now coming to bat for California's number 14 third baseman, the cleanup hitter Michaela Machinsky. She's a sophomore. As we have a runner on second, nobody out. So California looking to put a crooked number up in the top of the first as the wind freshens. And if you're wondering which way the wind is blowing, listeners on radio, is blowing straight out. So there's a foul ball that made me and Johnny jump, which is embarrassing because we have 40 feet of netting and about 2 tons of steel between the ball and ourselves. So, but our instincts are good, and we would have been safe. So that's an 0-1, runner on second. Made us looking, throws inside, ball one. So count goes to 1-1. And early on, it looks like DeMatis is bringing a little bit of heat. So 2 foul balls out there for both teams. There's another foul ball. Tell you what, Machinsky was just off that pitch. If she would have had that swing a little higher, I think that ball would have been possibly gone, because the ball, at least before, the ball liked to fly here. And the wind blowing straight out, we could see some fireworks today. So 0-2 pitch, 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be a caught-looking strikeout. Good pitch by Kennedy DeMatis.
Next up, the center fielder, number 9.
Just froze Machinsky on the outside. So that'll be the first out of the inning. Bringing up to the plate, center fielder Alyssa Young. First pitch, swung on, and that was a little closer to catching me and Johnny, as part of the new backstop just flew and hit Johnny in the face. So, If you had that one on your broadcasting bingo card today, congratulations. So 0-1 pitch. Nice pitch by DeMatis, high and outside. Made Young just swing at it. 0-2 pitch. Trying to get that outside corner. Count goes to 1-2. Runner on second. California trying to get that third run home of the inning. Pitch outside. Good frame job. The umpire's not buying it. Chris DeMatis. So the sisterly bond right there, trying to get that third strike. Nothing doing. There's a shot to left field. Back goes left fielder, and it is going to be gone. That's a home run. California 2-run shot by Alyssa Young, as that ball was pounded. Here's Young coming across the plate. And I tell you what, that ball hugged the line and was out. So the first home run of the year and the first home run here at Lilley Field makes the score 4-0 Vulcans early on in this game. And that's one thing DeMatis was trying to avoid, was that inside pitch, because with the wind blowing out, anything is going to get the ride in the jet stream. And good to see. Like I said, that was just off the camera because the limitations here, but it hugged the line. DeMatis trying to settle back down. First pitch is a strike. Now at bat for California. Designated player, number 18, freshman Brittany Wilson. Swings and chops it. Down the line, it's going to be a foul ball. And she'll go behind 0-2. So DeMatis doing a good job of settling herself down after that home run. And really, that's the only bad pitch of the inning she's thrown so far. The base hit that brought home 2 runs by Paige Wilson. That was just a good bat. There's a shot right up the middle off the pitcher, and that's going to be a base hit, as that is going to be a hard hit ball. So California back in business once again with only 1 out. Brittany Wilson, nice job of just getting bat on the ball and making it happen. That'll bring up left fielder Jordan Paneri. She's a freshman. A lot of freshmen on both of these rosters. Pitch outside is going to be a strike. Paneri steps in, a left-hander. Oh, 1 pitch. High and outside, 1-1. You can see on the right-hand part of your screen, Brittany Wilson trying to play a little bit of chicken with catcher DeMatis. High and outside. Runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. If you're just joining us here, California leading 4-0. 2-run base hit and then a 2-run home run. There's a foul ball. It'll make the count 2-1. Excuse me, 2-2. As you see on our screen right now, Brittany Wilson, who just got on base with a line drive off the pitcher. The ball bounced into short left field. Deflected off the pitcher's glove, so no real injury there. There's the 2-2 pitch. And that's a strikeout, so I tell you what, DeMatis working the outside. That's her second strikeout looking on the outside. And that will bring out number 37, Charity Henderson, the right fielder. And she is a freshman as well, so strike inside. And now I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the way the umpire's call is. Gives the throaty strike, and then the arm goes up. So there's the 0-1 pitch. And there's going to be a nice strike in there. So quickly the count is 0-2. So if you're watching up in Erie, you're hoping that DeMatis gets this pitch across and gets out of the inning for California, hoping that Henderson puts bat to ball and extends it. 0-2 pitch on the outside, and that's going to be a ball. Runs the count 1-2. High. Runs the count even, 2-2. Charity Henderson steps into the batter's box, trying to extend this inning for the Vulcans. The pitch, she fouls it off. Tell you what, and that was a good pitch by DeMatis. It was a high inside pitch. But Henderson did a good job of fouling that off. So we see Henderson at first through the netting. Excuse me, Brittany Wilson at first. 2-2 pitch, runs the count to full. 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs. California leading 4-0, bottom of the first. And let's see what happens here. Here's the pitch. Shot to left field, and it's going to be down the line, and I believe that is going to be a foul ball. Umpire steps out. He was right on it. Couldn't have been fouled by more than a foot or two, but it'll send everybody back to their respective positions and run the count to full. But a good job of Charity Henderson of getting out in front of that pitch. Looked like DeMatis took a little bit off, trying to fool her with an off-speed pitch. So the 3-2 pitch. And it gets away from the catcher, and that is going to be no hard, no fouls. That was a ball 4, so it's just going to be a walk. But puts 2 runners on for the Vulcans and brings up number 22, Alextra Pastor. She is a senior. Pitch on the way is a strike. So we see Henderson on first. So you have Henderson on first, Wilson on second, Pastor on the In the batter's box, throw outside is going to be a ball, 1-1. Foul back's probably going to result in a no play as it got down real quick. So 1-2 is the count. One-two pitch. Fouled right back at us. Hits the top of the fence, and no harm, no foul. Early on in this game, a lot of the batters are trying to give me and Johnny a little bit of fits right here just to test how high that fence is. We've already had part of the backstop come flying back at us. So the right-handed batter, number 22, Pastor, behind in the count, 1-2, 2 outs. California head 4-0, 2 runners on, run on first and second. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2. So California doing a good job right now, too, of just being patient. They're making Demetis work for everything she's getting. And her pitch count, I don't have it. That's one thing I can't do here, is getting pretty high. And there's a shot to left field. That's going to be a pop-up. Shortstop goes out and corrals it, and she falls down on the freshly sodded outfield. But after 1 inning and 9 batters, the California Vulcans will lead this game by a score of 4-0. So right now you're listening to the Vulcan Sports Radio Network on CUTV, and you're also listening to 91.9 FM and WCAL. Now normally this would be the time of the game where I would send it to commercial, but having some issues with the commercial reel here at Lilley Field, so we're just going to stay here and just talk a little bit about what's going on campus. If you're haven't been to campus in a long time, or at least up here in Lilley Field, let's talk about some of the new changes up here. New press box, 2 new dugouts. They're very palatial, about 10 feet high each. New fencing. The fences have been pushed back about 20 feet. As Johnny looks back with the piece of the backstop that flew up at him, I said he could probably keep that. Hit him in the safest place, hit him in the head that could have been hit. So, a little joke between me and Johnny. But the new fences have been pushed back. They're a little higher. Just a beautiful facility, as you can see, as we're back to action now. Top of the second, California leading 4-0. That first inning resulted in 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors. Gannon had no runs, no hits, and 1 error. At bat number now for Gannon, number 18, Maria Tellini. Pitch inside will be a strike. Painting the inside part of the plate is Lobdell. Had to look down because we haven't said her name in a while. 0-1 pitch. Lobdell just misses inside. Took a little bit off, but it just swung a little too much on the inside. One and one's the count. Top of the second. Ellie Lobdell goes into her windup. Pitch tapped right in front of the mound. Goes to Lobdell. Lobdell throws to first and 1 out. Great job. That's the first time Lobdell's been tested in the field, and she passed the test with alacrity, so she'll get the first out of the inning. Calmly threw it over to Paige Wilson at first base, and that'll bring up number 9, Lindsay Lacatus. She's a senior. She's the first baseman for the Golden Knights. A little bit of pop in her bat we saw earlier in warm-ups. She fouls one off down the right side. So far, Gannon has been getting some contact. Haven't been able to catch up really to too many in the field of play, but they've been getting contact, so we'll see how this game of human chess plays out. 0-1 is the count. And there's a shot down the right side to the second baseman. A little underhanded toss from Jaquay to Wilson, and quickly 2 outs for the Vulcans. And it looked like that time Lobdell just took a little bit off, and it fought off the fists of Lakitas. And that brings up number 33, third baseman Hannah Neal. And Hannah is a freshman. Lobdell. Nice heat. Strike one. And I think you can just hear the pop in the glove is where we're situated. We're about 30 feet away from home plate. So definitely getting the pop of the leather. Lobdell into her windup. Throws, took something off. Pulled the string on a changeup and quickly ahead 0-2. And you can hear the dugout for the Vulcans just cheering their pitcher on. The right-hander, the sophomore. 0-2 pitch, trying to finish off this inning. There's the pitch. Tries to frame. It's going to miss outside. I think it missed outside and high, so no matter how well that was framed, there's no way that call is going to be made. And so runs the count 1-2. Good waste pitch. Lobdell fires and just strikes her out. So a quick inning for the Vulcans. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on base, and we will quickly move to the bottom of the second inning. So California doing a great job. And now it's time to talk about the last time these two teams played. It's been a long time. It's 2 years since 2019, April 22nd, 2019, a doubleheader on the shores of Lake Erie. And Gannon swept the Vulcans that day. First game was a close one. Gannon beat California 4-3. And then in the second half of the doubleheader, Gannon shut out the Vulcans 4-0. So 2 years since these two teams hooked it up on the softball pitch. As we're going to take a look at our good friends Devin Harina and Jeff Helsel, as Johnny's going to pull back and reveal that is seating for extra media. As I'm going to have Johnny get that shot again just to kind of show what that extension is. That's the third base dugout. So that's the auxiliary media area. Right now, for our purposes on TV, it's kind of tough with that fencing, but for writers and possibly radio when California hosts the Whippeals, that can be used. It's a good location. Just everyone's learning to use the facility, as that pitch is a fouled strike as California flips the lineup back over. Number 16, Brooke Wilson. And there's the 1-0 pitch. And I would really, if we had more hands, would be keeping track of the scorebook, but doing 12 things. So what I would suggest, if you're interested, go to calvulcans.com on a separate browser. As that 1-1 pitch goes outside, goes 2-1. Go to calendar and go to live stats. So have the game broadcast on one screen and watch the live stats on the other screen. As there's a shot to the right side, and that's going to get down. That's going to be extra bases. Wilson makes the turn. Is she going to try for three? She's going to hold up with a double. So Brooke Wilson, the senior, takes an outside pitch, shoots it down the right field line, and that gets California quickly in business at the bottom of the second. As you see her on the screen right there, big grin on her face. As that's going to bring up Selena Jaquay, the left-hander, the freshman, has an open stance. First pitch is high and outside, ball one. Only a couple of lefty batters in the lineup for the Vulcans. Jaquay is one of them, getting her first taste of action here as a Vulcan. And now she fouls it off into the woods behind the third base dugout. So that will probably disturb some deer sleeping for the afternoon, as that runs the count 1-1. Pitch outside. Not able to get the framed call. So Kenny DeMatis, after good first couple pitches, ran into some trouble in the first inning, gave up 4 runs, and now she's down 2-1 with the top of the lineup for the Vulcans. There's a nice pitch on the outside. She settles down, even the count at 2-2-2. Jaquay backs out, quickly back in the lineup. And that's one of the things you'll notice is here's the 2-2 pitch. Just misses outside, runs the count to full. As one of the differences between baseball and softball is a little quicker. Not as many pitching changes. And DeQuay pops it down the left field line. It's going to go foul, so she'll reset. Good effort by the left fielder. Fassini made an effort to get out there, but wasn't hit hard enough for her to get out there, and we reset as we see a good look at the freshman DeQuay. She'll step in. 3-2. She has a duck on the pond out there at second base. And that's a nice pitch by DeMatis. That froze DeQuay outside, and that'll go quickly for the first out here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up the first baseman, Paige Wilson. Wilson sees the first pitch sail about eyebrow level, so traditionally that's not going to be a strike. Runs the count to 1-0. Fouls it right back towards Kiefer's corner in the press box area. Evens count at 1-1. Wilson, senior. 1-1 pitch. Takes another high ball. And definitely DeMatis is not going to try and fool Wilson after Wilson drove in a pair of runs in the top of the first. This is the part of the lineup California can really do some damage. There's a shot down the third base line, scooped up, throw to first base. That'll register the out, but that sends the runner to third on the fielder's choice. Easy for me to say. So California got a runner at third with 2 outs. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Michaela Machinsky. So that's going to put a little bit of pressure on the catcher, Krista DeMatis. Because any pass ball will probably result in a run for the Vulcans. 0-0 pitch. Nice changeup. Strike 1 on the outside. And Machinsky fishing for that one. And that's really the first pitch changeup we've seen from DeMatis in this game. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that's a little bit of speed on the outside corner. And it'll move the count 0-2. So Kenny DeMatis trying to get out of this inning with no damage. 0-2 pitch. And there it is. DeMatis gets the outside strike swinging. So at the end of 2 here from Lilley Field, the score, California Vulcans, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. The Gannon Golden Knights, 0. And once again, typically we would probably send it to a commercial break, but having a little bit of issues with the computer, so we're going to do the next best thing. We're going to tease some things, and we're going to tease our good friends at CUTV, which kind of sounds like bragging since I am part of CUTV. And we're very proud of the work we do here. And here's how you can keep in touch with us with our social media, our YouTube page. If you're watching it live on YouTube, congratulations, you are successfully at this page, CUTV Sports 1. Twitter, at CUTV_PA. And Facebook, California University Television. And I can guarantee that you will see a picture of myself and my good friend Johnny Sakaguchi at the end of this game giving our best post-game pose with masks, probably looking like Razor Ramon and Kevin Nash circa 1998, as Johnny also is a wrestling fan and a pro wrestler in training. Make sure to watch the federation he's involved in, LAW, Legit American Wrestling. That's on CUTV Thursdays at 1 o'clock as the throw goes down, and that'll bring us to the top of the third. California leading by a score of 4-0. And stepping in to the box as Johnny keeps handing me rocks and glasses. I'm interested to see wish I had another camera just to see what he's going to set up next. So far in this game, he set me a rock, 2 batteries, and sunglasses. So that'll bring up number 24, the right fielder, Maddie Krause. She's a freshman for the Golden Knights.
Leading off the top of the third, right fielder, number 24.
And for some of you fans who may not be as familiar with the locations of all the schools here in the PSAC, Gannon, of course, is our friends from the shores of Lake Erie. And there's a strike. Also like to give a shout. Not sure if he's watching, but my good friend Dan Teleski, an administrator at Gannon. I've worked with Dan for years, first in his role as a sports information director, and now is not sure exactly what upper role he plays in athletics, but he's a good friend and always a fun guy to talk to when we get to work with him at Gannon. Quickly, Lobdell goes ahead two strikes, so 0-2. And also, apologies, this is my first game announcing in a while. 0-2 pitch and swing and a miss. Lobdell starts it out with a strikeout and quickly 1 out for the Vulcans. And that will bring up, so there's a good shot of Lobdell. See, she's wearing the pitcher's mask. An intimidating sight up there is the sophomore for the Vulcans. And that'll bring up Kennedy DeMattis, the pitcher. So let's see if she can't get offense started for her own cause. Pitch on the outside misses. 1 ball and no strikes. And also, if you're watching on CTV Sports 1, really enjoy the Gannon batting helmets. Most of them are white with a pretty wide maroon color stripe going from wider in the back to narrow in the front. There's a shot down the first base line. Will be picked up and easily stepped on for the second out. And I tell you what, one of the things that's impressive right now for the Vulcans is the ease and the comfort they are in the field. You know, one of the things about being a northern team is you don't get to spend a lot of time early in the season fielding ground balls off of grass or turf. You're usually in the gym. But California do a good job of keeping those ground balls in front of them, making the outs. So 2 outs. At bat is number 28, Jules Ryan. And she is behind 0-1. Ryan was dispatched in the top of the first. The only base runner for Gannon has been Olivia Evans. She took an inside pitch off the elbow, has since been replaced in the lineup at second base. But that's the only base runner allowed for the Gannon Golden Knights so far. There's a shot to second base and quickly and easily picked up by the second baseman for California, the freshman Jaquay, and that's 1, 2, 3. Gannon is out, so no runs, hits, or errors for the Golden Knights, and California will get those bats back out here as we move to the bottom of the third inning. And once again, we're going to tease some things because we don't have commercial breaks, so we're going to tease, and I'm going to look to Johnny here. He's going to choose if we should tease 1 or 2. Johnny, throw up a number. And he's going to throw up 2, so we're going to tease our good friends at the Cal Times because they were listed second on, hold on a second, on my graphics. So, good friends at the Cal Times. Follow their Instagram page, which is at Cal Times News. Their Twitter handle is at Cal Times. And their Facebook page is Facebook page, not Faceball page. That's something completely different. Their Facebook page is Cal U Times, and that's one of the crazy things about having a town named after a state. A lot of things have already been taken, so that's why a little changes there for little differences in the social media handles. So we're going to have the bottom of the third.
The center fielder, number 9.
Leading off will be number 9 for the Vulcans. Pitch is a strike on the outside. Alyssa Young, a freshman. Quickly behind 0-2, and see DeMattis changing up her delivery and her technique a little bit. She had been bringing the heat first couple pitches earlier in the game, but now she's kind of going off speed for these Vulcan batters. And the Vulcans will feed on fastballs. And there's a 0-2 pitch down the third base line, and that's just going to go foul. Umpire was all over that, so that'll reset everybody. And really, that was a good play by the third baseman over there, Hannah Neal, because I think it might have, if she kept it going, it might have clipped the edge of the base going through the way that spin was. So no harm, no foul. 0-2, and there's the pitch. Nice high heat, and that'll quickly dispatch the leadoff batter for the Vulcans in the bottom of the third. California, if you're listening on 91.9 FM radio, is leading 4-0. Now at bat, our designated player, number 18, Brittany Wilson. Another one of the fabulous freshmen out here for the Vulcans. A lot of freshmen. I promise I will count up the number of freshmen in the starting lineups for both of these teams. She fights one off the wrists and will go behind 0-1. Again, California wearing the icicle uniforms, white on white. Looks very fresh. We'll definitely keep the equipment department busy keeping those things pristine. Little rise ball misses high. Runs the count to 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Gonna be about a 48-footer. Goes into the dirt. Pretty good waste pitch, seeing if Wilson may have went after it. 1-2, and she fouls it back. And it hits the backstop and springs back out to first base. So a lot of energy in that. Runs count 2-2. DeMatis' pitch. Fouls it straight back, and we're going to reset 2-2. So DeMatis looks like she's settled down a lot since that opening inning where California jumped on the Golden Knights with a 2-run double and a 2-run home run. 2-2 pitch. Outside, runs the count full. Had some heat on it, but Wilson was not tempted to make the swing. So full count, payoff pitch now for DeMatis. Check swing, but I think she goes. The appeal down to first, and that's 2 outs. So 2 straight strikeouts for DeMatis, and that brings up for California the second left-handed batter in the lineup, freshman Jordan Paneri.
Left field, number 17, Jordan Paneri.
Paneri, freshman. Pitch low, ball 1. Paneri steps in. There's the pitch. Swung. Out to shortstop. Drops it. Throw! And Paneri's going to beat it out. Good hustle by Paneri. The ball was hit directly at the shortstop. Kind of a diving line drive. It hit the ground. And that will be a base runner for the Vulcans. Good job of hustle there. You like to see that. And that keeps the lineup moving, as that's going to bring up freshman right fielder Charity Henderson. So second time of the game, Henderson has come up to plate with a chance to keep the carousel moving. The pitch. She swings. There's a shot left field. Outfield's going back, and that's going to be a home run. Touch 'em all, Charity, as another 2-run home run for the Vulcans. Makes the score 6-0. Freshman Charity Henderson hits it in the power alley. Touch 'em all, Charity, and the Vulcans are up 6-0. Well, we know one thing was brought up here in the newly renovated Lilley Field, and that is the power. 2 home runs in the first 4 innings makes it 6-0. As Christina DeMatis goes out to talk to her sister Kennedy DeMatis, and that brings up Alexa Pastor. First pitch is outside for a ball. And that was a no-doubt home run by Charity Henderson. Pitch again misses. And understandably, DeMatis is staying away from anything in the strike zone. Trying to make Cal nibble, but Cal has the taste of blood right now. 0-2 pitch. Nice changeup inside. Catches the corner of the plate. And the count is now 2-1. Bottom of the third. California leading 6-0. There's the pitch. Ground ball to short. It's going to be a tough play. The throw, and it is going to be wide, and California's going to have a base runner as the throw pulled the first baseman off the line. And that will more than likely, if I can read our sports information director Matt Kiefer's brain, will probably be either a throwing error, and it will be. And he beat me too looking at the scoring boards. That's the third error for the Golden Knights in 3 innings, so that's not what you want, is a 1 error average an inning. It's hard to win ball games when that happens, as we see Coach Bertinoli conferring with his charge, number 16, Brooke Wilson. Third time she's batted in 3 innings, and if you're a Vulcan, you do want to hear that. 1 at bat per inning. That means you're pushing runs across the plate. Pitch fouled over the first base dugout. Just missed a couple of the facilities people here for California. Runs the count 0-1. Nice pitch on the outside by DeMatis. That froze Wilson. So now DeMatis ahead 0-2. We'll see if she tries to make Wilson fish or gives her something to strike zone. 0-2 pitch. And Wilson rips it down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. Takes a weird hop. Throw goes to third, but the runner is safe, and that's going to be a double for Wilson. And I tell you what, that was good hustle by Pastor at first base. We see her dirtying up the uniforms. We're going to see a shot of Wilson now. She turned on that pitch. Great job of hitting by the Vulcans. So with 2 outs, California has a runner on second and third. And a chance to do some more damage. That brings the left-hander, Selena Jaquay, the freshman, accounting herself very well in this game so far. Made a pretty good play in the field the last time she was in the field. She takes the first pitch for a ball. Jaquay, a little bit of an open stance. Slaps one too short. Picked up cleanly, throw to first, and that is in time to get the runner. So not before California does some damage, runs the score to 6-0 after 3. We're going to move to the top of the fourth, and that means more
in the bottom of third
reads. So we're going to talk about our good friend Matt Kiefer and his staff and Sports Information. They do an amazing amount of work to get the information. I'm going to try and say exactly what happens without using the word, but getting all the information of all the California athletic programs. Right now you have softball in season, you have baseball in season, you have cross country doing meets, you have swimming. They're doing a couple virtual meets, and then they have their home meet against St. Francis in a few weeks, which will be covered here on CUTV, and Matt and his staff do a great job. So to follow everything on Vulcan Athletics, visit the website, www.calvulcans.com, and you can get rosters, you can get live stats, you can get pictures, photo galleries, video highlights. You get the links if you want to watch the game on Stretch instead of CUTV Sports 1. I don't know why you would, but there's multiple ways to watch CUTV Sports 1 coverage. You can also get up-to-date information on Twitter at calvulcans.com. Matt and his staff do a good job of during the game updating what's going on. And also Instagram, Cal Vulcans. That's where you'll see a lot of game day information. And another thing you can do is I had a cough there. Another you can do on the website, calvulcans.com, there's a little button that says shop, and you can get some of the new merchandise. As I see Johnny Sagucci's wearing his new Cal U Vulcans hat that he got off of the site. And I'm going to see, John, which hat did you get? Which one? He's wearing the Vulcan script hat today. So make sure you go to CTV_PA on Twitter, and you can see that picture later of me and Johnny in our California hats. So at bat now for the Golden Knights. The pitch inside is number 3, Lilley Field. She's a sophomore. She takes a strike. This is her first at-bat of the game, and I know that because I struggled mightily with reading that name. So 0-1 pitch. A nice changeup by Lebdell. Head. Gefeller just searching for it. Spelled Gfeller. So we're going to either say it's Gefeller or Feller with a silent G. And if it is a silent G, I want my nickname to be Silent G now. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off into the dugout of California. So an infielder for the Golden Knights. Feller is a sophomore, listed as an infielder. We'll see if Lebdell can punch her out, as the count is 0-2. Once again, if you're listening to this on 91.9 FM, WCAL scores 6-0. So there's a ground ball to the second baseman. Jaquay underhands it, and quickly we have the out. Jaquay, the freshman, asserting herself very well, wearing the visor, staying down on those ground balls, and she's been a vacuum cleaner at second base in the couple chances she's had. So there's a good shot of her through the screen.
Christina DeMattis.
And that'll bring up number 5, Christina DeMattis, the catcher. And there's a shot down the left field line. It's curving foul, and it'll be just foul. Missed by about 3 inches, but I tell you what, DeMattis put a charge into that ball. But it'll be a long, loud strike, and I can solve a mystery of Lilley Feller. She's in the lineup to replace Olivia Evans, who left the game with a arm injury. She got hit on the inside of her forearm near the elbow, so she's out of the game, and Feller is in. And I'm going to start calling her Feller, and you can start calling me Silent G. So the 0-1 pitch. Pop up down the right field line. It'll be caught. Nice job in right field by Charity Henderson, just off of our screen. And Henderson having herself an afternoon. Home run, and now a fine play in right field. So that'll bring up the designated player for the Golden Knights, Katie Stalker. And if you bet she was one of the many freshmen in both of these lineups, you would have bet wrong. She is a senior for Gannon. The pitch. Shot down to second base. Good sliding catch by Selena Jaquay. And just like that, the Vulcans retire the side in order. So after 3.5, the score is still California 6, Gannon nothing. So once again, we're going to talk a little bit about things that are going on campus, and you're going to see a graphic going on the screen because there's giveaways. Our good friends at marketing, student activities, everybody involved in promoting these events have virtual game day giveaways. Follow Blaze for information on how to win a Vulcan Nation prize pack, and those prize packs are courtesy of PSECU and B Graphic. Our friend Missy Dunn, who was here earlier with stickers, I believe she's working in the crowd. There's a pretty good amount of people in the outfield was doing giveaways of brand new Blaze stickers and the like. So make sure you follow Blaze and be aware of when these things are going to happen, because we're all part of Vulcan Nations. Johnny is going to get a nice shot of the crowd here. First game back, and that's kind of what you can see. Like I said, the way the grading has been, forms a natural bowl in right field behind the scoreboard. Just beautiful. It's a beautiful afternoon here, about 60 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, as we're going to have a new pitcher, as Johnny is going to artfully push his camera right into the new pitcher. It is number 2. It's a southpaw, Rebecca Tatone. She is a junior. She's listed as a pitcher and a first baseman. So close the book on Kennedy DeMatis. The new name in the circle is Rebecca Tatone. And the first batter to greet Miss Tatone
leading off for the Vulcans, first baseman number 29, Paige Wilson.
Is Paige Wilson, the first baseman. And see if Paige can make a unkind hello to the new pitcher. And she rips the one down the left field line. That's fair. It's going to go into foul territory, but it's fair. And she's digging to second, and that'll be a stand-up double for number 29, Paige Wilson. And quickly, the Vulcans, one pitch and a runner in scoring position, looking to make it an unpleasant welcome to Rebecca Tatona. That'll bring up the cleanup batter, Michaela Machinsky. And this is one batter you don't want if the Vulcans are hot, because she's the cleanup hitter for a reason. A sophomore with some pop in the bat. There's the pitch. A little changeup outside will miss. 1-0. First PSAC doubleheader for both teams here. California and Gannon. 1-0 pitch. Nice changeup inside. Had Machinsky backing up a little bit of a drop ball there. Just catches the inside corner of the plate. Good pitch. That's one of the ones, if she would have had to sped the bat up, she could have hammered it, but was not waiting for it. 1-1. Now she gets ahead of that. It's going to be down the left field line, and it'll be an out. Good job by the left fielder, Vicinci, and that she'll hold the runner up. So a loud out, number 1. That pitch kind of handcuffed Machinsky. So I'll bring up Alyssa Young. Long ponytail. Easy to tell who she is. Pitch outside is just on the corner, strike 1. Tatone, after that ringing double to greet her in the game, has settled down. 0-1 pitch. Swinging strike. 0-2. A little bit of a rise ball as that kind of caught Young by surprise. I think she took a little bit off of it, and usually those rise balls have a lot more heat on them, but great pitch to Tone now. Pops it right back towards us, and it goes over Kiefer's corner and hits the roadway, which is unnamed. Maybe by the end of this doubleheader, I'll have given that a name too. The only way of finding out is to stay tuned. 0-2 pitch, and that's going to be just popped up, and it's going to be taken by the catcher. Good job of getting out there by Christina DeMatis. Looks away. And that's a lesson for you players out there to be very specific when you're calling. As soon as that ball was hit, she called it, and the pitcher knew to back off. Now 2 outs, runner on second. Strike on the outside. Brittany Wilson at the plate. And that ball rolls to the backstop, and that'll be a free base for California. As there's just nothing DeMatis as a catcher could do, and I've caught in my younger days, you're kind of on an island out there. Runner on third now for the Vulcans, 1-1. A change up inside, strike 2. So 1-2. RBI sitting out there for Wilson. If she can connect here. Here's the pitch, and she slaps one down the first base line, and it's going to roll foul. And that was just a kind of a weird play for the first baseman to kind of decide. Lindsay Lacatus wasn't moving too fast, but where it was, if she would have fielded, I'm not sure if she could have made the tag or got the throw, so she bet that it was going to go foul, and it did. So 1-2 is the count. Wilson waits. There's the pitch. Outside, just misses. Tone wanted that one, as that ball was about 2 inches outside. And here's the 2-2 pitch. And that goes full as that ball goes above the head of Brittany Wilson. And if she swung at that pitch, I think she might have had to walk back to campus because that was way out of the zone. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to short. Fielded. Throw over to first in time, and that will end the inning. So after a leadoff double, California unable to capitalize, and after the end of 4 full here at Lilley Field, California still leads 6-0. And once again, we're so delighted you can join us here on CUTV Sports 1 for this afternoon's doubleheader here from Lilley Field, and also even more delighted that we are on 91.9 FM WCL. Pam Delverne back at the station, getting us on the air and doing a lot of hard work getting the radio station's computers and stuff updated. Excited yesterday to have our first DJ in over a year back on the air, and I'm going to tell you a story that our good friend DJ Timberwolf, who I'll let you in a secret, is sitting 2 feet from me. I might have just blown a superhero cover, but he's okay with that. Was the last DJ on the air when everything stopped last year. We were in the middle of spring break. We were getting ready to go to Gannon to cover the NCAA Division II women's basketball tournament. Timberwolf was on the air. We got the call while we were going. He was supposed to come up the next day, and everything was shut down. And I didn't even realize it, that he was the first DJ back. So we're excited that we were able to have DJs back on the air following safety protocols, wiping everything down, wearing masks, and the like. Top of the 5th, 6-0, California leads. First pitch by Lebdell is a ball. Delaney, the batter for Gannon. There's a pitch, big swinging strike. Lebdell, just a little straight changeup. She had Delaney's bats sped up to about 95, and the pitch came in at about 55, and that math doesn't add up. Runs the count 2, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Shot to right field, and that's going to be some trouble going back, and that is a running catch. by Charity Henderson, and the freshman is having herself a game, as that was a over-the-shoulder grab. And I'm sure you will see that on the highlights this week, as I'm the one cutting the highlights. And a great job by the freshman to get out there and get the out. And that looked like it was going to be a little bit of trouble for a second, but allowed out, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 9, Lindsay Lakatis. Lakatis, the senior, connects, going to send one foul down the right field line, off our screen and off the field of play. And I'm looking over to my right behind first base. Got a couple people warming up for the Vulcans, so I'm not sure. I'm going to assume that is the warm-up pitcher for Game 2, as Ella Liddell has done nothing to relinquish the circle right now here from Lilley Field. 0-1 pitch. Foul directly back. It'll go high off the screen and quickly is behind 0-2. Okay, steps back in behind 0-2. We'll see what the pitch is here. Liddell, as Lakatis drives one deep to left, back, and that's going to be over the head of the left fielder, and that'll be the first base hit of the game for the Golden Knights. Throw to second, and that's in time, and that'll be an out. Is great job by the Vulcans. Pineri had the ball go over her head. She got it on one bounce and fired it back in. And we're going to see if that indeed is ruled a hit, because she didn't stop. So, but that was a hit, so it'll be a hit and a caught stealing, basically. So the no was broke up, but no runner. So I guess all in all, you don't want the base runner. 1-0 is the count to the new batter for the Golden Knights, number 33, Hannah Neal. As the wind is freshening here at Lilley Field. And there's a nice pitch inside, some inside cheese by Liddell. It's good on a charcuterie plate, but not good if you're in the right-handed batter's box. Liddell looks for the sign. And a nice pitch. Liddell dealing right now. Runs the count 2-1-2. And we're going to give you a batter's eye view of this from our low camera on this 1-2 pitch. So see what you would do at home if you were taking this pitch. This will give you a sense of how fast that ball's coming in. There's the pattern. She changes it up, goes outside. Easy take, but gives you a sense of how much that ball is moving down there. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Top of the 5th. California ahead 6-0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that ends the inning. So after a loud base hit, California shuts down the Golden Knights.
No errors and nobody left on base.
No runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for the Golden Knights. They still trail 6-0 as the Vulcan Bats are going to get a chance to come back in. And once again, let's talk a little bit about the Vulcan Nation virtual game day giveaways. If you're watching this at home or on campus, or if campus is your home, make sure to follow Blaze. There'll be periodic giveaways. I do know that our good friend Gloria Minutello has put the games on the Vulcan Energy Zone 9 screens, so people on campus can watch. So if you're watching, there could be a chance. If you're watching the game down there, there could be a Vulcan Nation prize pack giveaway at some point. The plan is to do a lot more games down there. CTV is planning on covering a lot more baseball and softball. But always refer to the Cal Vulcans webpage to know for the most up-to-date coverage information, just because with spring sports and the amount of changes, that's the best way to find out if games are going to be on. And also, after this inning, I can talk about something exciting that will be starting this week and has started this week. So stay tuned to the inning break. So Jordan Pineri at bat now for California. Lefty facing lefty. Drives one through the gap in right field, so 1 pitch, and Pineri has herself a base hit. Good job of just getting a little bit of I was going to say lumber, but it's not lumber.
Next up,
So
the right field, number
virtual
57,
lumber
Charity Henderson.
to get a base hit. And that brings up Charity Henderson. Charity Henderson, the freshman right fielder, having herself a game, a home run, and a sterling catch in right field. 0-1 pitch becomes an 0-1 pitch. So apparently I looked into the future about 8 seconds. Not a great superpower to have, I guess. 0-1 pitch. Henderson bunts, attempts a bunch. It's going to go foul into the on-deck circle for the Vulcans. So Henderson goes behind 0-2. Last at bat, she powered one into the jet stream in the left center. A no-doubt home run for the freshman. 2 home runs here in the game for California. 0-2 pitch now. Fights it off. Good pitch. A little excuse me swing as I hear Johnny. I'm going to steal his line. Rebecca Tatone just trying to work that outside, and good job of Henderson just fighting that off and staying alive. So 0-2 pitch once again. Change up outside and trying to get her to fish, but fishing season hasn't started. And Henderson respects the laws and will not fish for that. 1-2 pitch. Breeze is blowing straight out here at Lilley Field. Nice pitch outside and a good frame job, but umpire was not going to think about that as we see a runner on first for the Vulcans. Pineri, the left fielder. A nice high pitch, and I tell you what, Henderson is not playing like she's a freshman right now. She is fighting off from an 0-2 count to work at full. And that was a good layoff pitch. It was about chest high, but it might have just been a fraction outside. So the payoff pitch outside, and that's going to be a ball. The runner was going, but doesn't matter as that is a free pass. And Henderson will go to first. And that'll bring up number 22, the shortstop, Alexa Pastor, the senior. See the runner on second base. That means you have Pineri on second, Henderson on first, Pastor at bat, and then the lineup flips back over for the Vulcans. Here's the pitch. And there's a strike on the outside as I fix the graphics, so I apologize for a few seconds of it being wrong. Dealing with a lot here. Announcing, directing, trying to keep the tent down as there's a 0-1 pitch high. And it looked like Pastor is trying to sacrifice Pineri over to third. So we have the third baseman charging on that. So we'll see if that's a ploy. Maybe see if she can slap one by the third baseman. 1-1 pitch, low and outside. That gets by the catcher, so no need to sacrifice now as both runners will move up on what I can assume is going to be a pass ball. Also could be a wild pitch, but I think that was probably a makeable play. So 2-1 is the count. Runner on second and third. Pastor has a couple of opportunities for some RBIs here. Here's the pitch. Out. Oh, no, that is a strike. Just caught the outside corner. That pitch has been there all game. So evens the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Outside, you saw on our low camera, that was in the left-handed batter's box. So full count. Pastor has a chance to bring it home, although there is an empty base. Swing, and that's a shot down the left field line. That's going to get by. That's going to score one, and that's it. Is a good job of the left fielder coming up, but give Alexa Pastor a RBI. Lucky 7 for California, and runners on the corners. And that flips the lineup back around, as now there's a meeting of the minds at the circle. And now Coach Bertinoli decides to hold a separate but equal meeting of the minds on the other side. So you got offense talking, defense talking. Probably what Coach is saying is, you got runners on first and third, nobody out. You got Gannon rattled. Choose your pitch. Don't rush anything. Make the pitcher come to you. Wait for something in the zone. Don't get yourself into outs. And Coach Bert Tegnoli is a long-time head coach here of the California Vulcan softball team. two-time national champion coach here of the Vulcans, 97 and 98. Also has coached a number of Olympians and international players, so pretty big pedigree for the Vulcans here. So the man knows his stuff when it comes to getting runs across his plate. Brand new plate, so we've only had 7 runs across it, and luckily they've all been Vulcan runs. So Brooke Wilson with a chance to absolutely blow this game open. 2 runners on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Outside, and there's a still no throw. So now you have 2 runners in scoring position. And I'll explain why that probably happened in a second. And there's a strike. There is a mercy rule in softball, and I believe it is 8 after 5 or 10. It's very confusing. It's a long time since we've done a softball game, so California may be trying to take advantage to shorten this first game as much as they can here. With the top of the order, you definitely have a chance to do that, as they've done a lot of hard work here for the Vulcans. There's the pitch. Oh, and that was a good pitch, and I think Wilson thought she was rung up there, but it just missed outside. Krista DeMatis, the catcher, did a great job of framing that, and the frame did not hang on the wall, so that runs the count 2-2. The lefty for Gannon deals, and it's going to be hit right back to the circle. Looks the runner back at third and throws it to first, so a good fundamental play. Look the runner back, no play at the plate. So the first out of the inning will bring out second baseman, freshman Selena Jaquay. And she has had herself a collegiate debut. She had a sparkling play in the field earlier, lefty on lefty. Pitch crosses the plate, and it'll be 0-1. So it's early in the season. This is about as early in the season you can get. We're 6 innings or 5 innings in. And we're going to see if Gannon can work their way out of a jam here. Here's the pitch. Jaquay now over the first baseman's head to the right field, and that'll score 1, and that's all it scores. The right fielder comes up. But Selena Jaquay will make the score 8-0 California. And that will be it. And that's why you were trying to steal that base there as the mercy rule comes into effect. So the final of Game 1,
of today's doubleheader,
California Vulcans 8.
runs, 10 hits, no errors. And for
Gannon nothing. As I was listening to Matt Kiefer give the 8-run 10 hits, 0 errors, no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors for Gannon. So after about a 20-minute to 25-minute delay, we'll be bringing you Game 2. So this is very important for you, those of us watching on CTV Sports 1. We're going to keep this same stream live. For Pam Delver in back of the station, I'm going to put a graphic up so you can play some funky music at 91.9 FM, Power 92. So for Johnny Sakaguchi, that's the end of Game 1, California Vulcans in the first game ever at New Lilley Field. 8, the Gannon Golden Knights 0. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for more Vulcan softball here on CTV Sports 1 and Power 92. And welcome back to Lilley Field on the campus of California University of Pennsylvania for today's second half of this PSAC doubleheader between the California Vulcans and the Gannon Golden Knights. If you're just joining us, my name is Gary Smith, and I'm the head of a small crew today with my good friend Johnny Sakaguchi on camera too. He'll be getting you the close-up shots. This is the second half of a doubleheader and the first game ever at the newly renovated Lilley Field in California, Pennsylvania. And California, for just joining us, won the first game by an 8-0 Merchant Rule, powered by 2 home runs for the Vulcans. It was just a great effort to see California coming out with the new uniforms. First game back in a year, getting that first win of the season, moving to 1-0. And now we're going to start game 2. Sun's gone down a little bit. The wind has died down a little bit. The wind was blowing out directly to left center field, and it will be a little bit less of a bomber's paradise, I think, in game 2 because the wind has just freshened a little bit. It actually looked like it's turning a little bit, but we will only have to see how that plays out as the game happens. But thank you to joining us as part of this presentation, to everyone out there watching on CUTV Sports 1. We're always glad to have you in our lives as we're getting back to what we like to do, and that is bring everybody Vulcan athletics. And this is certainly an exciting day for all of us because it's not every day you get to christen a new facility. 4 years in the making, and California now will be here. So let's go over the lineups here for the start of game 2. For Gannon, Ryan Jules. She will be a shortstop. New change second baseman Sophia Bruckberger. She's a freshman. Batting third and catching Christina DeMatis. Batting fourth and playing as the designated player, Katie Stalker. Batting fifth, playing center field, number 18, Maria Talani. Batting sixth, as I will get to this in a second, as we are set to go here for the first batter. That's the one thing about softball. It is a quick afternoon. So the first batter of the game, first pitch will be low and outside, ball 1. Umpires have switched positions. So see what the new strike zone is like with this gentleman in blue. So the 1-0 pitch. There's a pop up to right side. That's going to be caught by the right fielder for California. Charity Henderson, the freshman, having a great introduction to Division II athletics.
Next up, the second baseman, number 4.
So that'll bring up the second baseman, Sophia Buckberger. She did not play in game 1. On the mound for California in game 2, right-handed pitcher, number 25, Kelsey Barron. So she 2 pitches in, gets her first out of the game. Left-handed batter, Buckberger, looks at a pitch low and away, ball 1. The starting second baseman in game 1 for Gannon got hit on the inside of the wrist and then left the game. So this is the third second baseman we've seen for the Golden Knights. There's a nice pitch, low and outside. Had Buckberger swinging, evens the count at 1-1. Kelsey Barron, a junior for the Vulcans. Looks in, she's not wearing the face shield. And there's a bunt attempt. It's going to go foul. Out of play down the third baseline to run the count 1-2. And the one thing about COVID protocols, a lot of the players are wearing the gator-like masks, and Barron, the pitcher, looks like an Old West gunslinger with the mask kind of around her neck. 1-2 pitch. Just outside, evens the count at 2-2, and that was a good pitch. Just on the outside, you have the third baseman for California charging, Machinsky. 2-2 pitch. Barron throws. Ball's going to be low in the dirt. Runs the count to full. So Buckberger doing a good job of fighting this count back into a full count. Has a chance to get Gannon on the base pass. 3-2 pitch. Slapped foul. And everyone resets. Beautiful afternoon for softball at New Lilley Field. I'll run over some of the features of the new facility. Had the ribbon cutting with interim president Thorne earlier today, and a lot of other dignitaries, a couple ceremonial first pitches. Just a great day to have a new facilities. There's a 3-2 pitch, tapped a foul. So Buckberger doing a good job getting her money's worth. I mean, if you're going to drive 3 hours down 79 for a softball game, you might as well get every pitch you can. Just taps it foul. It's getting California in the all-white, Gannon in the all-black. 3-2 pitch, slap back to the mound. Barron takes it, fires to first base, and an easy 1-3 put at us. Paige Wilson at first just collects it, touches the bag, and we go to 2 outs at the top of the first. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter for the Golden Knights catcher, Christina DeMatis, and she had a pretty good game behind the plate earlier in the game 1, doing a good job of blocking a couple wild pitches from the 2 pitchers for Gannon in game 1. First pitch, low, ball 1. Like I said, new umpire in the game. Typically 2 umpires for games, and they will switch roles. One umpire in game 1 will do the bases, one will do the plates, and then they'll switch. So a little bit of a different strike zone. And there's a nice change-up. Strike 1. No umpire needed for that. That was just a swing and a miss. So we're going to go to our low camera now and just kind of show you what that perspective looks like, just to see you at home. What would you do if you're in the batter's box with this pitch? 1-1 pitch. Slapped foul. Looked like that pitch had a little bit of movement outside, so running away from the right-handed batter, tapped it foul. Runs the count 1-2. Like I said, if you're just joining us, top of the first. Game 2, California won the first game 8-0. Very easy to remember that, as it was a mercy rule. Barron now. Swing and a miss. Kelsey Barron, 1-2-3. It was actually dropped, and then the throw put out was completed 2-3, but no drama there as the top of the first goes 1-2-3. The Vulcans lead. And if you're just joining us, our computer is acting up a little bit in the terms of the commercial reel, so you're just going to have to listen to Gary talk about things. And luckily, one of the things we can talk about in Game 2, start of a new game, is starting lineups for your California Vulcans, who did a lot of hard work in Game 1. It looks like pretty much the same lineup as Game 1. Leading off catcher Brooke Wilson, batting second baseman Selena Jaquay, batting third, first baseman Paige Wilson, batting fourth and playing third base Michaela Machinsky, batting fifth and playing center fielder Alyssa Young, batting sixth and the designated player number 18 Brittany Wilson, batting seventh and playing left field Jordan Pineri, batting eighth and having herself a heck of an afternoon Charity Henderson, playing right field. She had a home run and a sterling catch in right field, flashing the leather, and batting ninth and playing shortstop number 22 Alexa Pastor. And since we've had a game played, we have updated stats. So Brooke Wilson, when she stands in to bat, she will be batting .500. Had a heck of a first game for the Vulcans. And now that I can settle down a little bit, I can pull up calvulcans.com and get the live stats up to date. Like I said, we are short but dedicated crew today. Myself and Johnny Sakaguchi doing multiple jobs here to bring you Vulcan athletics here for California's. Now, Brooke Wilson will be batting. She'll step in. As I said, she batting .500 on the very young season. 0-0 pitch. Pitcher for the Gannon Golden Knights in Game 2 is right-handed pitcher number 27, Gabby Vassie. She is a freshman, and her first pitch as a collegiate pitcher is outside ball 1. 1-0 pitch. High and outside ball 2. Trying to stay away from Brooke Wilson. Brooke Wilson showed a little bit of pop in that first game. She's at a hitter's count 2-0. Pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Taken, fired over to first, and it will be in play. Good job fielding the position for Jules Ryan for the Gannon Golden Knights. So that'll be the first out. And that'll bring up another freshman. Had a stellar introduction to collegiate athletics, Selena Jaquay, batting .333 in the young season, but also had a couple fine defensive plays at the Keystone Sack. Fouls it off into the dugout, and somehow gets it into the 3 inches of space between fencing and dugout. So a very exciting strike one for Jaquay. It's Quay now facing the right-handed pitcher, Gabby Vassy. Vassy's second pitch is a ball, evens the count at 1-1. Beautiful afternoon for softball. Sticks and balls. Nice pitch right over the heart of the plate. Good hard strike. Quay was taking all the way. So I'll run the count to 1-2. And the pitch. Fouled back off the new backstop. Quay stays alive, 1-2. Fights off another pitch. Looks like Vassy is bringing a lot of heat. Maybe a little bit more than the earlier starter. And there's a high pop-up to third base. Plenty of room. Wind played a little bit of part, but no problem there for the third baseman, Hannah Neal, and that'll be 2 outs for the Vulcans. So already a much better start if you're a Golden Knight fan watching up in Erie, as California jumped out to an early lead and never looked back. But I'll bring up Paige Wilson, batting .667 on the early season. First pitch is low, ball 1. Only 2 athletic events today, and they are both here today, and we are both glad to bring them both to you at home. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, shot down the right field line, and it's going to go off the screen. And once again, one of the limitations we've had here at this new facility is the press box with COVID restrictions only can fit 2 people in our high camera, so not able to have a manned camera in the press box to get you that high look. So I'll do my best to describe the actions in the corners. 1-1 pitch, another foul ball. That's going to get out of play over the right field fencing, or the first base fencing, not the right field fencing. I would have had a little more excitement in my voice if that made it over the right field fencing. So 1-2 pitch, bottom of the first, 2 outs. Vassy's pitch, low, skips in there. Good job of corralling that is DeMatis. So Wilson now, 2-2 pitch. Delivery, and she turns on one, and that's blasted. That's going to be foul, but that thing had home run distance written all over it. She just found her pitch and got a little ahead of it, but that was about a 240-foot shot foul down the left field line. So runs the count full. The wind has now freshened up a little bit and is blowing dead straight to the outfield. Pretty good crowd on hand here for the first game back on campus for the Vulcan softball team. 3-2 pitch. And there's a line shot into the center field, and that'll be a base hit. That's going to be an extra base hit. It gets by the center fielder. Wilson digs. Going to be a throw to second, and she gets in standing up at the throw. So Brooke Wilson with a 2-out double gets California a runner in scoring position and a chance to break it open here in the start of game 2.
Third baseman, number 14, Michaela Machinsky.
And that'll bring up third baseman and power hitter Michaela Machinsky. One of the few Vulcans to not have a base hit in the first game, but she had a good afternoon in the field. She drives one to the shortstop throw, and that's an out. So California gets a 2-out hit that leads to nothing. So after one full here, California and Gannon are tied at 0 as we're going to take a peek into the Gannon dugout by our camera 2 operator, Mr. Johnny Sakaguchi. Like I said, one of the things here, game during the afternoon on a weekday, a lot of our crew has class, and luckily Johnny was able to clear his schedule, and it's a 2-man crew today, and Fayette County is represented. Johnny from Uniontown, myself from Brownsville, and Matt Kiefer up in the box keeping the official score and working with Cal Sports Information from Uniontown, and his work study Geo. Not technically from Fayette County, he's from South Fayette, Pennsylvania, so we're going to grant him honorary Fayette County status just to keep the Fayette County crew down here in Kiefer's corner of new Lilley Field. So we go to the top of the second. Kelsey Barron, the pitcher for California. She's a junior, has some experience. Said last year California was able to play a number of games before the pandemic struck and the season was wiped out, but definitely any experience is good, and she brings it 3 years of experience, or at least a year and a half experience into this game.
Next up, designated player.
And that'll bring up Katie Stalker for Gannon. She went 0 in the first game. Only 1 hit allowed for the Vulcans in the first game. It was a ringing single that resulted in a throw out. First pitch is a strike outside. But Lobdell, the pitcher for California in the first game, was dealing. Had just 1 mistake pitch, resulted in a hit, but an excellent first game of the season for the Vulcans is now the 0-1 pitch. There's a foul ball down the first base line. Barron did a long look into the glove of Brooke Wilson, so not sure if she was playing a little bit of mind games or just a little bit of what's the sign. It's an 0-2 count now. Another foul ball off the backstop, and that's one of the new features here at Lilley Field, a new masonry backstop. Of course, the playing field side has padding on it to protect the players, but the fan side has a nice masonry brick sandstone pattern. And there's a pitch, and that's going to be a check swing, and they're going to say that she did not go. Brooke Wilson applied the tag and thought it was a strike. It was a close call. I think Stalker did hold up. It was an excuse me check swing, but she runs the count to 1-2. And see what Barron does to try and dispatch her. There's the pitch. Foul ball down the third base line. So Stalker doing a good job of extending her extra life here. 1-2, top of the second, scoreless ball game. Barron throws. Ground ball to third base, charges, throws, and that's an out. Great job of fielding her position. Michaela Machinsky, as that was not an easy throw or catch for California. So there we see.
Next in the box is center field number 18, Maria Caliani.
As that'll bring up Maria Caliani. So there's a shot of Machinsky with her sparkling defensive play, and it goes right by her. Nice diving attempt, but that's going to be a base hit, so Gannon had to wait pretty long into game 1 to get their first base hit, but they get their first base hit of the game in the top of the second with 1 out. So
now batting first base number 9, Lindsay Lakatis.
That'll bring up Lindsay Lakatis, excuse me. She had the only hit in game 1 for the Golden Knights. The number 6 hitter. Barron, runner on first. Pitch cuts the outside corner for a strike. So you got runner on first, you have Taliani on first, Lakatis. Gannon has yet to lead in this 2020 season. Barron checks the sign. There's the pitch. Just outside, and Wilson came up looking like she was going to try and make a play to first base, but nothing was on. At the very least, keeping Taliani honest over at first base. So 1-1 count. Barron. There's the pitch. Goes to first base. Knocked down, but simply going to be a put out for the first baseman for the Vulcans, Paige Wilson. And I tell you what, that was a heck of a play. I don't think, even if she fielded that cleanly, that ball would have been a double play type ball. As not a lot of space between the bases, and she would have had to turn in a weird position to get that throw, but a good job of keeping it in front of her, tagging the base, and getting that all-important second out. Runner on second now. First pitch is a ball to the number 7 batter for the Golden Knights, Hannah Neal, third baseman. As mentioned before, many of the Golden Knights wore the Ofer in game 1, as only 1 base hit was registered for Gannon. But right now you have a runner on first. Gannon actually only had 1 base runner. I'll explain in a second. That ball was outside for ball 2. Second batter of the game for the Golden Knights. Got hit on the arm, went to first base. The only base hit was a shot over the left fielder's head, but a good relay throw was a caught stealing, so no runner was actually on base at that point. So there's a nice pitch. Barron gets the count to 2-1. So one of those statistical anomalies. One base runner for the Golden Knights in game 1. 2-1 count. Barron deals. Ball was low. Good job of Wilson to keep the runner in check at second base. Hitters count now 3-1. See if Barron challenges or is content just to maybe give up the free base. As there's a foul ball. Johnny and I both jump, even though we know that there's a fence in front of us, but that came straight back, runs the count to full. 3-2, 2 outs, top of the second. California and Gannon scoreless here from Lilley Field. Johnny just said that ball looked bigger on the screen, and I can concur because I was looking at the same spot. 3-2 pitch. And just low, a changeup, misses by about 2 inches. It was a good pitch. It was over the plate, but just a little low. So that gets Gannon in business with 2 base runners, and that'll bring up number 8, or the 8th, excuse me, the 8th bat, or the number 8 hitter, number 24, Matty Krause. As my page flipped over, once again, there's a small crew, just me and Johnny here today, trying to do a lot, and we also facing the wind and a setting sun behind us, so we're doing what we can. First pitch is a ball low and away. Once again, Brooke Wilson doing a good job of blocking that ball and it resisting any advance by the runners. We'll go to the low camera now and just kind of show you what this looks like coming in. 1-0 count. What would you do at home? That's fouled back over the first base dugout. Would have hit the old barn if this was about 15 years ago. People familiar with Lilley Field. Used to be an old farmhouse barn about 30, 40 feet behind the first base dugout, and has been demolished for years before this renovation happened, but it would hit the barn. 2 outs, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. So Gannon making Kelsey Barron labor a little bit here in the top of the second. This is the first spot of trouble California's pitching and defense has been in this doubleheader. First game was a mercy rule 8-0 win. Barron, 2-1 pitch. There's a shot to center field, directly at the center fielder, and a little sliding catch for the out. Good job by the center fielder, Alyssa Young, coming in as we're going to bring her into the dugout. Sometimes those are the hardest plays to make if it's hit directly at you on a line, because that ball has a tendency to knuckle a little bit, but she did a good job of just squaring her body up and staying in front of it. Even if she would have dropped it, I think the damage would have been limited to 1 run. We get a good look at California's dugout as we're going to move to the bottom of the second. But like I said, Alyssa Young doing a great job of the Vulcans, just doing a little, keeping it framed up, not letting that play eat her up at all. Wait a minute, second, we're going to look at the tail of the tape. And this is from last season. Just gives you a little bit of historical perspective of what these teams were doing before the pandemic. See, California played a pretty tough schedule on their trips early in the season. A little bit lower batting average than Gannon, a little bit higher ERA, but as we saw in Game 1, California brought the bats and they brought the pitching. So Alyssa Young, fresh off of that sparkling play in center field, will lead off, and it's amazing how often that happens. A sparkling field play in the field leads to a leadoff at bat. Be great if I could talk right now as its ball went outside. 1-0 count, the pitch. And that's going to be coming right at me. Everyone's looking at me, so hopefully it goes behind me, and it does. So it'll go to 1-1. Me and Johnny are located about 30 feet away from home plate, and there's a big backstop behind us, but that went straight up. As there's Young, shoots a shot into left field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. So Alyssa Young will get the batting party started early in the second inning for the Vulcans with a leadoff base hit. Did a great job of just kind of sticking the bat out on that sinking pitch and shooting it into left field, and that'll bring up number 18, Brittany Wilson, hitting .333 on the very, very young season. Pitch high and outside, ball 1. Pitcher Gabby Vassie looking behind 1-0 in the count. Here's the pitch. California looking bunt, trying to play small ball. The ball is out of the zone, 2-0. Everybody gets back. So 2-0 count. We'll see if the small ball play is still happening. Every run is so precious. There's the pitch. Inside, runs count to a hitter's count 3-0. So a batter with the power of Wilson. I will be surprised if we're going to see a bunt signal right here. We might see her if she can take a 3-0 pitch and do something with it. Wind blowing dead to straightaway. She shows bunt. Throws it. Catches the corner, so the count's now 3-1. Runner on first is Alyssa Young. 3-1's the count. There's a pitch. Ball right up the middle. Steps on second. Throw to first. Not in time for the double play, but a good effort by the shortstop, Jules Ryan. Ball came right to her, but I'm not sure even if that was a line shot on a perfect hop, she's going to get her. Brittany Wilson doing a great job of hustling down the line. So that will erase Young from first and put Wilson and bring up Jordan Pineri, the left-handed batter, the second lefty in the lineup for Coach Bert Nolly's Vulcans. 0-0 pitch. High and inside, ball 1. Just one of the differences between baseball and softball, the bases are so close. In relative, it's tough to get that bang-bang double play. 1-0 pitch. Ball outside. Ball 2. So we're seeing right now one of the changes. Umpires strike zone's a little bit less wide as the 2-0 count. 3-0. Right now, 3-0 count. Wind is blowing straight to center field. Here's the 3-0 count. And that's going to be a strike. A little change up on the inside. And that was a take all the way. Pineri was just trying to see if she could get that walk at 2 runners on and see if she could put Gabby Vassie in distress. Vassie's 3-1 count. Shot to third base. The play is going to be made. Thrown over to second. And not into time. That ball's going to be thrown away, but a good job of backing up the play as the catcher to eliminate the advance. So that'll be 2 outs. And once again, just erase the runner on first and put a runner on first. So Wilson is now out, and Pineri's on first, and that'll bring up Charity Henderson, batting 1,000 in her career. If she retired right now, she would retire with a 1,000 career average. The freshman had a home run in game run, a rocket shot to left center field. Call time. So we have a special guest making their way to home plate is Luca Kiefer, the boss. In the corner of Kiefer's corner, the son of Matt and Laura. 1-0 count. Fouled straight back. And there's a shot of little Luca. The boss, as he's known around these parts. And it's 1-1. Swinging strike. Go to 0-2. One and 2 count. Runner on first. Bottom of the second. 2 outs. Scoreless. Here's the pitch. And that ball is going to be popped foul. And let's see if it gets over into the woods. And it just hits short of the woods. So might have hit it on the bounce. So nothing changes. And it'll be a 1 and 2 pitch. We'll just reset. But Henderson in her first games here showing to be a tough out. And there's a foul into the Vulcan dugout. Said earlier she had the right fielder for the Vulcans had a towering line drive power shot into the alley in left field, 2-run home run, and a sparkling play in right field. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again into the dugouts. Remains 0-2. So the very least, if she doesn't do anything with that bat, she's making Gabby Vassie put some extra pitches on her arm. 0-2 pitch. Rocks, throws, and there's a swinging strike. So the first time in her young career that Brittany Henderson has been, or Charity Henderson has been retired, and that will end the inning. So after 2 full innings, the score remains scoreless at 0. So let's take a moment to talk about the last time these two teams played prior to today's game. It was 2019 on the shores of Lake Erie. As if you hear me bob a little or stop a little bit, I'm hearing my voice on the PA right now. So a lot of Gary in Lilley Field right now. But the last time, previous to today's first game, 8-1 or 8-0 win for the Vulcans. California Gannon last played on April 22nd, 2019. It was a Gannon sweep. Game 1 was a 4-3 win for the Golden Knights, and Game 2 was a 4-0 win for Gannon. And once again, if you're unfamiliar with the situation here, California is dedicated Lilley Field. First home games on campus in over 1,000 days, so it's just so great to be back on campus and seeing what's going on and being able to see games at home. And, you know, California doing their part to make people come up to the hill here and to see the games, because that was a very powerful display of softball in the first game, 8-0 mercy roll. But we're at the top of the third of a pitcher's duel here, Game 2. Now batting the pitcher, Gabby Vossi, for the Golden Knights, her first at-bat of the season, facing her card mate, Kelsey Barron, for the Vulcans. There's the pitch. It is low, ball 1. Always interesting to see a pitcher versus pitcher matchup. Don't get to see it a lot anymore with designated hitters, but still occasionally happens. I'm a big fan of the National League pitchers having to bat, but that's a discussion for another time. This count goes to 1-1 with that foul ball. Vossi, left-hander, waits for the pitch. Swing, a healthy cut, but brings nothing but dirt. Strike 2, 1-2. So Kelsey Barron in the circle for the Vulcans. Ran into a little trouble in the second inning, got out of it. See if she can dispatch her pitching mate. Not on that pitch as it goes outside, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Low. Was over the plate, but low, so that'll run the count to full. So now Brooke Wilson kind of goes out just to give a little bit of encouragement to her battery mate, Kelsey Barron. 3-2 pitch. There's the pitch. A little shot to second base. Quickly up in an underhanded play. Great job of handling that ground ball is the freshman, Selena Jaquay. We saw in Game 1 she had a couple really good plays to preserve the no-hitter bid for California. But Jaquay in her first action as a Vulcan, doing a good job of handling that and getting over. So that'll bring up the next batter, the leadoff hitter, Jules Ryan. There's the pitch outside. So Gannon has gone through their lineup once. Jules Ryan 0 for 1, and I can confirm that in a second. Ball 2. So one of the differences in Game 2 is Gannon making California work, making them work for everything right now. 0-2 pitch. Shot and a nice leaping grab for the shortstop for the Vulcans, Alexa Pastor. Had to extend to about 8 feet tall right there to get that line drive, but she did it, and that's a highlight-worthy shot, and that's a highlight you're going to be seeing on CTV Sports 1, Cal Vulcans, and also a new show we're starting this week. Me and Matt Kiefer, joint production between Cal U Athletics, Sports Athletics, or Sports Information and CTV. The Cal U Sports Wire will be a short wrap-up show of what happened this from Wednesday to Wednesday, basically. What happened before that Wednesday and what happened in the schedule coming up. So be sure to look for that on CTV Sports 1 and also on Cal Vulcans. And a little bunt attempt. 1-3, the out is recorded. Barron throwing it over to first. So after 2.5. The score remains 0-0. So California doing it with some leather this time. First game was a lot of strikeouts, but a lot of leather being flashed. Nice leaping grab in that inning for California. And then that time just a nice reflection, Kelsey Barron. So let's talk a little bit about our sports information department. Matt Kiefer and his staff, calvulcans.com. So you can go to there for up-to-date information of when games are going to be broadcast. With the changing schedule in the spring semester, with weather delays, that is the most effective way of finding out when games are being played and if there's any media coverage, because Matt will have the appropriate links. The games that we can't go to, sometimes there have been other schools that have gone. This past weekend, our friends from Walsh University came out to Wild Things Park on Sunday and did the game, so we were able to get some highlights from them. We thank the people at Walsh, but Matt has all the pertinent information up there, and follow their Twitter at CalVulcans and their Instagram at CalVulcans as well. So not a lot to remember. Just go CalVulcans, type it into a computer or phone, and you're going to find what you need, and that'll bring up for the Vulcans the number 9 hitter, Alexa Pastor. She's batting .333. There's a good shot of Gabby Vassi. Pitch. About a foot over the diminutive Alexa Pastor. As you can hear in my headset, the wind is starting to really freshen up. 0-1 pitch. Healthy cut for Pastor. Comes up with nothing. Runs the count to 1-1. Pastor Sr. Another healthy cut, but the senior probably happy that the 3 years of the wilderness are over and she's playing here at Lilley Field before she gets a chance, before she graduates. 1-2 pitch. She hits it down the left field line. Will there be a play and a diving attempt? And that was off our screen, and that was not an out as Angela Vicini stretched out for. Once again, it was off our screen. We apologize that our top camera is not manned, just not enough space in the new facility with COVID restrictions to have somebody out there. And also, it's a moot point because there's only 2 of us available today due to class schedules and stuff, so I'll do my best to paint the picture. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Throw over to first. Just in time was the throw. Pastor doing a good job of hustling over, but that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll change the lineup card for California. Bring up Brooke Wilson. Wilson's second time at bat. She is 0 for 1 on the game. Healthy cut, rise ball, missed, strike 1. Wilson, another senior for the Vulcans. Good eye. Runs the count to 1-1. And just a heads up for our listeners and viewers on CTV Sports 1, between innings you will be hearing nothing because I need to, as there's a shot off the pitcher, it's going to be deflected into right field, and that's the second time we've seen this in this afternoon, and have to see if Vossi's okay as that kind of came off of her shin. She's going to walk it off. That'll put a runner on first. Chalk it up as a base hit for California, but the concern is for the pitcher, Vossi. Umpire goes out and gives a little bit of courtesy to the pitcher to kind of walk that off. Didn't seem like she was too phased right away, but sometimes those are a delayed reaction where you got the adrenaline, and after the adrenaline goes away, get that pain. But appears that she has a little smile on her face, and will stay in the circle. Rubs a little dirt on it. She's back, and then it'll bring up freshman Selena Jaquay.
For KU, number 6, Selena Jaquay.
And Selena is 0-1 on the game, batting .250 on the season, which is a game and 3 innings old. Oh, pitch is taken for a strike outside. So much different tenor to this game, as California had the lumber moving early in the first game. Not so much here in the second game. Ball 1-1. Jaquay, the left-handed freshman, steps back in. California looking for a chance to break out here. Jaquay fouls it. Hits the umpire off the hand, so hopefully he's okay as it kind of jumped up and got him like a bee. So unfortunately, last couple pitches, balls are finding exposed skin. First the pitcher, Vossi, and now the umpire's hand. So the count is 1-2. 1 out, bottom of the third, scoreless. Beautiful afternoon here in March at Lilley Field. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. Good job by Jaquay just to poke it out. I think that was going to be a called strike, so she protects the plate. Keeps the count at 1-2. Runner on first is Brooke Wilson. She reached by way of a deflected base hit. Jaquay, with the runner going, fouls it out of play. Hit and run was on for the Vulcans. And if I think with the way that was happening, if Jaquay could have got that into the outfield on the ground anywhere, that's a run because Wilson was steaming down that second base area. But all for naught, 1-2. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be slapped foul, out of play. No doubt that was out of play, as Johnny, our cameraman, tilts down a little bit because he's looking at his car, which is in mortal danger over there in the left field line. But I'm sure it'll be okay. 1-2 pitch. Jaquay to the second baseman. Good hop. No play at second, so they take the out at first. So score that a fielder's choice, and the runner will advance to second, but the second out, so
with 2 outs, up next,
Wilson hustling down. Brooke Wilson hustling down as Paige Wilson will now step in to bat. Paige Wilson, I will give you her stats in a second. With a runner on second. She hits it to left field, or excuse me, center field. Diving catch, but it comes out. That's going to be a drop, but they're going to have a play at second, but nothing happened. So let me explain what happened there. As I looked down for a second, Wilson popped it up to center field. Immediately I thought it was left field because 2 of the players looked left. Center fielder for Gannon came in. Talani had the ball in her mitts for a second. Was not able to hold it, but with 2 outs, the runner Wilson at first was going to be going. And it makes it 1-0. And I apologize if the score has said 8-0 the entire game, as there is a lot going on here in a short crew. There's a pop-up, no play made, as catcher had to kind of worry about the fence in front of the third base dugout. There's a very thick pole, so safety first as Christina DeMattis just throws the mask off. It was going to be a tough play no matter what was happening, but evens the count at 1. So 1-1 your count, runner at second, 2 outs. California leading now 1-0. Fosse, 1-1 pitch. Low, ball 2. And DeMattis doing a good job of blocking that and not allowing the runner on second for California, Paige Wilson, to run. So Machunsky waits out another ball. So Michaela Machinsky, cleanup hitter for the Vulcans, yet to get a base hit in this doubleheader. Would love to break through right now in this season with the runner on second. Hitters count 3-1. Here's the pitch. Shoots it foul down the right field line. Just missed drilling that into one of the power alleys here. So 3-2 pitch. Shensky now. Great shot there. Another swing, fouls it out. And it'll be out of play, so just a long, loud out over the third base dugout. 3-2 is your count. There's a shot down the third base line, but it rolls foul. So again, a lot of pitches being thrown here in game 2. Game 1 was more of a bang, bang, bang. Things were happening early in the count, but on both sides in this second game, a lot of deep counts, 3-2 counts, and a lot of foul balls. So amazing how games can change just in the 20 minutes between games. Full count, and that's going to be ball 4. DeMatis, the catcher, did everything she could to frame that, but high and outside is not going to get the strike raised, and that'll be runners on first and second, 2 outs. Bring up Alyssa Young. She with the long ponytail, easy to tell. And there's a shot to shortstop. It eats her up. Will she have a play? Throw to second, thrown into right field, and that's going to score a run for the Vulcans. So error is going to be charged to the shortstop. Probably should have just ate it, but that'll bring runners on first and second. But that brings home a run for the Vulcans as Paige Wilson will score. So opportunistic California once again with 2 outs scoring their second run. As the lights are now starting to come on for the first time here in New Lilley Field. Sun's still up a little bit, but we could have some issues here in the next couple innings. And the ball is put out of play. Brittany Wilson. 0-1 on the game, designated player for the Vulcans. Oh, 1. Easily now 1-1. Wilson now number 18 with the white on white icicle uniforms for the Vulcans. There's the pitch and a high pop-up coming our way. And back into the far reaches of Kiefer's corner here at Lilley Field. 1-2 is the count. See if Gannon can get out of this or if California can extend. There's the pitch, and there's a shot to the power alley in left center field. That gets to the wall. The Vulcans are going to score some runs here. Run comes home. 2 runs come home, and that's a 2-out double. California scoring 4 with 2 outs. As Brittany Wilson clears the bases. 2-out double. And that was just a laser beam to the fence, 220 feet away. And with 2 outs, those runners were going. There was no way that California was scoring less than 2 runs. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Jordan Pineri. Left fielder and left-handed batter. And she knocks one to the right side. Second baseman makes a play, throws, and it is going to be not in time. And the throw to the plate is not in time. And California with the run there. Pineri now driving in a run, and that's a great heads-up play. And give Coach Bertinoli there at second or third base credit for waving that runner home. It was a tough play. There's a timeout as the second baseman for Gannon, Sophia Buckberger. She did not play in the first game. Made a good diving stop to her left. Through to first. Was going to be a tough play as for California. Pineri runs pretty well, but seeing that play was a little delay going to third base or going to first base, Bertinoli sends the runner home, and now it's 5-0. And this is a little bit what we saw in Game 1. California doing a little differently, but bringing the runs out. It was an 8-0 win in Game 1, 5-0 now. Once again, apologies if the first couple innings had 8-0 on the scoreboard. Just a lot going on here with only 2-person crew, but we're doing our best to bring Vulcan action to you.
Batting for the Vulcans, the right fielder, number 37, Charity Henderson.
And now Charity Henderson coming up to bat. 0-1 in this game. Only time today she's been set down. Foul tip coming right back at us, but will be a strike. Henderson fought a full count earlier and went down on strikes, but in Game 1 had a home run, 2-run home run. Henderson, the right fielder for the Vulcans. 0-1 pitch. Takes a off-speed pitch, low and away, ball 1. So you have Pineri at first. We'll see if Coach Burton only has the steal side on, because one of the things is there is a mercy rule in softball. Pitch just high, ball 2. Two and 1. Moving into a hitter's count right now. Here's the pitch. Henderson to shortstop. Backhanded throw to first. Will it be in time? And it will not. Henderson beats it out. So Henderson has another base hit. Runner moves to second, so runners on first and second, and that brings up Alexa Pastor.
Now batting number 22, Alexa Pastor.
And really with it was a good play. It looks like Coach Bertinoli is going to make a change here maybe, as it looks like he's conferring with his assistant coach, seeing what's happening. But right now you guys, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Bertinoli now looking at his lineup card, takes the mask off, he's going to go talk to the man in blue. It looks like now batting for California will be number 31 for the Vulcans, and that is Shayna Postler, freshman, listed as a catcher and an infielder. So she will get her first collegiate at-bat right now in a big spot. Has a chance to keep this inning moving. So the umpire is going to make the change to the dugout. Look up to Matt Kiefer. So
Pinch hitter for the Vulcans, number 31, Shayna Postler.
So Shanna Postler, is that a freshman? Catcher, infielder, right-handed batter. Has a chance to do some damage in her first collegiate at-bat. There's the pitch. Takes the ball outside. And one of the things you can always say about Coach Bertinoli's teams, they are disciplined at the plate. Really knows how to coach them up and get the runs across. Big cut, fouled off. Don't know if it hit her foot or just hit near her foot, but that's still a vicious foul ball. Strike one. Bottom of the third, California leading 5-0. Lights are coming on here at Lilley Field. Pitch inside is a strike. Kind of surprised Postlers. That was a little bit of an off-speed pitch. One of those ones you think you should have swung at. 1-2 count to Postler. Here's the pitch. Swing, and she gets a shot into left field. Will there be a play at the plate? The throw goes to the plate, but that is going to be a run. And there's going to be a little bit of a run down. The throw to second, and nobody home. So they try to get Henderson straying off of second base, but give Shayna Postler a RBI single in her first at-bat in college. Makes it a 6-0 Vulcan lead, as we're going to pan over to first base with our cameraman Johnny. And there she is, the freshman. And if you're just tuning in or watching this on the internet, this has all been done with 2 outs. So this is 6 runs with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up Brooke Wilson. Foul ball. Right back at us. So the catcher for the Vulcans, 1 for 2 in the game today. And now goes behind in the count, 0-1. We'll go this low shot just to see what the batter's looking at. Here's the pitch. And there's a shot to center field, and the center fielder will camp under it, but not before a lot of damage is done for the Vulcans. 6 runs with 2 outs on the bottom of the third, and that'll make the run, or the score, 6-0. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 2 left on base, so that'll end the inning. So as I promised, I'm going to take a second to put a jacket on. And without commercial breaks, you're going to look at the Vulcan Nation virtual game day giveaway. So we'll be back for the start of the top of the 4th. You're watching Vulcan softball here on CTV Sports 1. Gotta go back and edit these highlights up. And you might have heard me talking about going back to McDonald's with the mayor here, as we are back to action at CTV Sports 1 here at Lilley Field. Gary Smith, Johnny Sakaguchi, and Devin Harina. And also Luca Kiefer right behind us as we go into the top of the fourth inning. California had 6-0. All 6 runs, all the damage done with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. At bat for Gannon, number 5, Krista DeMattis, catching both ends of the doubleheader here. There's the pitch. Low ball 2. Two-0 count now for Kelsey Barron, the Vulcan pitcher. Nice change up. Pulls the string on that. Runs the count to 2-1. DeMattis chuckling a little bit because as a catcher, she's called for those pitches a lot and knows she was fooled by one. So Barron can bring the heat, but also shows she has the finesse as well. So 2-1 pitch. Another nice change up low and outside. Had a little movement diving away from the batter, and it's amazing what 6 runs will do in an inning. Just, first couple innings, California and Gannon were pretty tight. You can see, a little bit of, not stress, but, it's different tenor than game 1. But, now Barron has that swagger, like I said earlier. She has that, her mask, her neck gaiter around, kind of looks like an Old West gunslinger. Steely-eyed pitcher for the Vulcans. Nice play at third base and the throw to first. Score that 5-3 as Michaela Machinsky staying down on that ball and just gobbling it up. As she's going to come into the shot right now. She's kind of blocked out from our view by the umpire. Kind of at a weird angle, but trust us, she made a great play, and Johnny really wanted to get a shot of it, so kind of impossible now. Is now coming to bat is number 55, Katie Stalker. There she is. As there's another chance for Machinsky. Shows off the leather again, and quickly California has 2 outs on the Golden Knights as Machinsky has kind of had a rough afternoon at the dish for the Vulcans, the cleanup hitter for California, but she has more than made up for it with the leather here in the top of the fourth. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Maria Taliani. 2 outs, top of the fourth. The pitch, framed outside, strike 1. Barron would like nothing more than make quick work of Gannon in the top of the fourth and then get those hot bats of the Vulcans right back at it. There's the pitch. Popped up to right field. It's going to be off our screen. Going after it is Henderson, and the freshman makes the play. So 1, 2, 3 go the Golden Knights in the top half of the fourth.
For Gannon in the top of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base.
Charity Henderson not looking like a freshman playing in her first game. As while we have a second, let's take a look and talk about some social media, which is always fun to talk about. And right now we're going to talk about CUTV's social media, and that is Kyle Times. But before that, we have Baby Shark happening, and as promised, there's Luca Kiefer, the son of Matt and Laura, sports information director, Matt Kiefer and his wife Laura, and their little one Luca, the boss, the owner of the biggest dimples in Fayette County, playing his favorite song, Baby Shark. But I have a feeling he's going to grow up to be a Vulcan fan and Blue Jay fan, just like his father, all bundled up for Game 2 of the doubleheader. And I believe he's singing. I know he's less than a year old, but I believe if you can hear him, he's singing pretty well to it. But always good to see Luke at the game. Like I said, ladies, watch out in about 15 to 16 years because he's going to be dangerous with the dimples. So that brings us to the bottom of the fourth. And there's a base hit to right field for Selena Jaquay. So the freshman once again getting on base. First pitch swinging.
Now batting first baseman.
Must have smelled blood with
Vulcan.
baby shark in the water, you know? California knowing with the mercy rule they have a chance to end this early as well. Ball outside. Paige Wilson at the dish, ahead 1-0. Fouls it back, and once again, Johnny and I jump out of our seats, even though we know full well that there is, we're going to see the shot, what's in front of us. There's a net, there's masonry, although some of the masonry came back at us earlier. And still, we're safe. But we jump nonetheless, 1-1. Ground ball to second base. It will be in time to force out the lead runner, but no chance of getting the double play. So just exchange runners and one out. And this is kind of how the bottom of the third started. California exchanged runners a couple times, and then with 2 outs, exploded. And this will bring up Michaela Machinsky, third baseman, cleanup hitter for the Vulcans. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Let's see if she can keep on some of those highlights. Had a couple highlight reels in the field in the last half of the inning. 0 for today so far. Pitch on the outside, fouls it away. Go behind 0-2. Shinsky, a sophomore for the Vulcans, as we see on first base. Paige Wilson. Good eye by Machinsky taking a pitch. One and two is the count. Sticks out a glove, sticks out a bat, but no way of putting a glove on that. It'll be foul, and we'll reset. Machinsky battling, trying to wait for that one pitch to drive and maybe get some more runs on the board for the Vulcans. 1-2, runner on first. 6-0 California leads in game 2. Machinsky now gets ahead of that off-speed pitch and drives it out of play over the left field, or the third base left field side dugout. One and two. Fosse rocks, throws. Ball is low, evens the count at 2-2. DeMattis doing a good job of keeping the runner at first base. Two-two pitch. Inside makes Machinsky move, so she's battled back from 0-2 to get to a 3-2 full count. Runner on first. A lot of support from the dugout coming for Machinsky. Fosse's pitch. And fouled into the third base dugout. Or off the third base dugout, I should say. Safety fence doing its job. It's at a beautiful new facility here at Lilley Field. Giant dugouts. I know the infield material is new. I know the outfield material is new. Sod has been graded down. There's no more slope, gentle slope to right center field. Full count pitch. Machinsky puts a bat out center field. No play is made. This is going to be extra bases. Not sure if they're going to get a run home as Coach Bertagnoli is going to hold it up. And that's going to be a double for Michaela Machinsky. Her first hit of the new season. And it puts California with two runners in scoring position on a full count. That's a great job of, could almost call that professional hitting, as she was down 0-2 with the count, fought back to 3-2, fouled off another pitch, and then shot one to deep left center. That'll bring up Alyssa Young for the Vulcan, center fielder. She's 1-2 in today's game, hitting .400 on the young season. Pitch into left field. That's going to bring home one. High hop off the left field, and they're going to bring the second runner home. Throw to the plate. It will be cut off, and that'll be another run, so make it 8-0 California as a one-out double for Alyssa Young. Alyssa Young just
Next in the box,
striping that ball.
Player, Brittany Wilson.
And that'll bring up Brittany Wilson, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the Golden Knights as coming into the game wearing the 00s, Katie Siders. And I'm going to talk about one of my nerdy obsessions, which is uniform aesthetics. There's a website I watch or follow called UniWatch in association with Chris Creamer Sports Logos. They started a joint podcast called Unified, and they had a whole episode last week talking about players that wore 0 and 00. So glad to see Katie Sadair wearing the 00, so I can bring that off. And also, speaking of podcasts, SAI Student Media has a new venture called CTV and Friends Podcast, so you can subscribe to that on available just starting last night, available on Spotify, and I believe it'll be available this week once the review period goes for Apple Podcasts. So basically be all the programming we bring you on CUTV in podcast form, so if you'd like to listen to it while we're running or running errands or whatnot. And also our friends at WCAL and the Cal Times will be contributing content as content is produced. So a good way of keeping up to date with everything here at CTV. I know this week we added one Caton's Corner, a couple interview shows that I did with my good friend Mark Henshaw and Danny Beck as the 0-1 pitch, low, ball 2. Throw to third base in time, but gets under the tag. So Alyssa Young doing a good job of taking advantage of that little bit of a bobble by DeMatis to go to third base. So with one out in the inning, that's scoring position. And there's a take all the way. Runs the count to 2-1. And I know this week you'll be seeing podcasts updated on that site of the forechecking on CTV show. And there's a shot to right field. Not sure if it's going to be deep enough. Center fielder comes up. The throw to the plate. No throw, no run. So center fielder for Gannon, Talani, catches it and runs it in. So pretty smart play by the center fielder to cut off any chance of a run.
Next up, number 17, Jordan Pineri.
And that'll bring up Jordan Pineri, second left-hander in the Vulcan lineup. Ball's thrown low and wide, ball 1. On the 2021 season, Pineri is hitting .400, and she's 1-2 in today's game. 1-0 pitch. Outside, working Pineri outside. And also the premiere this week of Vulcan Sports Wire with yours truly and Matt Kiefer talking about highlights and everything Vulcan athletics. And there's a fly ball to center field, and Talani will camp under it, and that will be the third out of the inning, but not before the California Vulcans get another 2 runs. So after 4 full, California leads by the score
2 runs, 3 hits,
of
no errors,
8-0.
Your score after 4 innings of play, Calu 8, Gannon 0.
So let's go back to our social media feed that we were going to do in the last half inning that we got baby sharked. We're going to talk about the CTV social media. As I mentioned before, a lot of ways to follow our programming. You can watch it, and if you're watching it now on CTV Sports 1 on YouTube, so I highly recommend hitting the subscribe button so you know when things are live, like these games or Vulcan baseball. We have swimming coming up in a few weeks and possibly a tennis match. Also follow our Twitter account at CUTV_PA, where you'll see crew pictures and highlights and various information. Also Facebook for California University Television. Like I said, subscribe to the CTV and Friends podcast. Available now on Spotify, and very soon, possibly by the time I finish this game, on Apple Podcasts. So like I said, it's mainly going to be CUTV programming that we already produce, but we know in this hectic world sometimes you want to listen to programming, but you might be out running, jogging, doing 8,000 things, driving in the car. Maybe you want to hear about forechecking. So just another way of getting and digesting our programming. So that brings us to the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up for the Gannon Golden Knights, Lindsay Lakatis. Barron's first pitch is low and away, ball 1. Locatus on the game is 0-1. She had the lone hit in game 1 for the Golden Knights. Temperature starting to drop here as the sun's dipping behind the ridge. Ball 2. Still in that time of the year where the day was great, but not enough humidity in the air, and once the sun goes down and the wind kicks up, it can get mighty cold mighty quick. 2-0 is the count. And a nice pitch. And I believe that was a good frame job by catcher Brooke Wilson. Might have been a little low, but she got that glove up just quick enough, and the umpire called the strike. 2-1's the count. Strike on the outside, and that was no frame job necessary. That just was a Picasso on the outside, just framed it up. Evens the count at 2-2. And see if Barron can finish off Locatus. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Down the third base line. California will return to action on the schedule this Friday against IUP in a PSAC doubleheader. However, if you're checking your weather apps, the weather for the end of the week looks a little suspicious. So, as here's the 2-2 pitch, runs it full 3-2. Make sure to keep checking CalVulcans.com or CalVulcans on Twitter for the most up-to-date scheduling information. I also know the Vulcan baseball team has a 9-inning game against Clarion scheduled for Saturday, and there's the full count. And Barron loses Locatus, and that will give Gannon a runner a free pass at the top of the 5th. You don't really want to see a run come across if you're California, because we're in the mercy rule situation. It'd be 8 runs after 5 if California can get out. So it looks like we're going to have a runner for Locatus as we're looking to see the runner going out. Number 7 for the Golden Knights, Olivia Evans, a freshman utility player.
Pinch running for Gannon at first base. Number 7, Olivia Evans.
There is Evans as a freshman getting her first action here of today's game. See the fans in the outfield on the hill. Call that Burt's Hill after Coach Burt Nolly.
In the box for Gannon, the third baseman, number 33, Hannah Neal.
And Hannah Neal, the third baseman, a mighty cut and gives off a mighty wind as she swung and missed. On the game, Hannah Neal, on the game, has no official at-bat. And on the season, no official batting average because she went 0-4 in the first game. 1-1's the count. Runner on first. Top of the 5th. Ball on the outside, 2-1. It's amazing what a base runner will do for teams. Is now the Gannon dugout, which has been silent for a good portion of this afternoon, is now starting to make a little noise. Now they have a chance to maybe get some runs across. There's a ground ball past the third baseman. It'll be a base hit. Bobbled, throw to third. Is it in time? It is, but no play. Runner goes to second, so Gannon now on another base hit has a chance to get their first runs of the season. Have runners on second and third, nobody out. That was a double for Hannah Neal. Just got by the outstretched. It was actually a seeing eye base hit between the third baseman and the shortstop, and then kind of hit a patch. This field's still kind of settling in. There's still some spots where you could see some weird bounces in the outfield. Pineri did a good job of knocking that down. She wasn't able to get the runner out at third, but she was able to keep the run from coming in. So California infield in. At bat number 24, Maddie Krause. Here's the pitch. Second base, knocked down. That's going to bring a run home. So Gannon gets their first run of the season, but score the out, advance the runner, and now it's 8-1. Ball was almost able to be caught on the fly by the second baseman, Chiquet, but it kind of dove at the last minute. She stayed in front, did the right thing, got the run. So you have 0-0 Katie Sederi, the new pitcher for Gannon. Her first at-bat of the young season. 8-1 is your score now. She takes a healthy cut and just misses bringing home a run as it goes foul. Sideri, a right-handed batter. She's a freshman. 0-1 pitch. And right over the heart of the plate, 0-2. So Barron trying to bear down after giving up a run. Doesn't want to give up anymore. And then changes it up. And a big strikeout. So Sterry's first at bat in college comes to nothing, as that was a strikeout. But that was a veteran pitch there by the junior for California. Just pulled the string, and that'll bring up number 28 for Gannon, leadoff hitter Jules Ryan. She sends one into left field, and that'll be extra bases. That'll bring home a second run. Ryan digging for second, throw to second base, and she'll be in there for a stand-up double. So Gannon gets their second run of the game, and Jules Ryan just hits a frozen rope to left center field. So any chance of a mercy rule have to happen in the bottom of the inning, with California maybe getting some more runs, but Gannon not going away quietly into the night, as that'll bring up number 4, Sophia Bruckberger, starting the second half of this doubleheader at second base.
In the box for Gannon, second base, number 4.
That'll be a ball.
Sophia Bruckberger.
So 8-2. Gannon now has a runner on second base. Nice frozen rope by Ryan, as there's a little bit of a little running swing for Bruckberger. Ball darts underneath, and that'll be a strike. Little old-fashioned slap hit technique. Barron takes it off. Ball's put on the ground, and I believe that's going to hit the plate. It'll be a foul ball, as the umpire is all over that, so that'll run the count to 1-2. Either hit the bat. I can't hear if the umpire said if it hit the plate or hit her foot, but either or, it's a foul ball. And I'm getting clarification, hit her foot. Johnny's right there in front of it, and he saw it and heard it. So, as we can see right there, it just kind of hit her foot while it was in the batter's box. So 1-2. She fouls it off. And a lot of times what you'll see with the batters have the slap hitting tendencies that, if they can just put it on the ground, by the time they make contact, they're about 6 feet out of the batter's box. So it's very tough to make a play. It's third baseman Machinsky for California is about halfway between there and the plate. Ball's low. Evens the count at 2. So we see Machinsky kind of sneaking in again. Just kind of coming in and getting ready to charge if need be. 2-2 pitch. There's the slap on the ground at first. Throw to the mound. Throw to first. And a collision a little bit there. Hope everybody's okay, as Bruckberger kind of tumbled over the base, but that'll win the inning. So Gannon fights off a mercy rule right there as we get to the bottom of the 5th. California still leads by a healthy margin, 8-2.
Gannon in the top of the 5th, 2 runs.
But that's 2 runs.
And 1 left on base.
2 runs on 2 hits. Is we want to take a second to look at the fans over on Burt's Hill. So I'm trying to get a shot of it. Johnny's fighting off the focus issue. There it is. So one of the things with the new field here is there's a beautiful area for fans to come and watch. And right now, if you're coming to a game, the only spectator seating available due to COVID restrictions is in the outfield. But it's a beautiful place to watch a game. Nice sight lines. We see had a lot of people earlier for the first game. The weather's gotten a little colder, so we've had some people leave. But all in all, a good return to home for California. And California would like nothing more to send the fans home after the sitting with a couple runs and a second mercy rule win. But see Coach Bertinoli, longtime coach here for California, 2-time national champion. He's coached numbers of Olympians. Trying to lead his charge to a 2-0 record early on. we have the throw down, and I had a little bit of a coughing fit there. As that'll bring up to lead off the bottom of the fifth, Charity Henderson. Freshman having herself a fine afternoon.
Vulcans, right fielder, number 37, Charity Henderson.
On the game, she is 1-2 on the season, 667 with a home run. Looks at a ball one from the new pitcher, Katie Sideri. Wearing the double zeros, the double aughts. Rise ball rises too high. And a good job of Charity Henderson just fighting that off and getting a hitter's count, 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Take all the way as that was over the plate, but Henderson was taking. Brings it kind of a little closer, 2-1. Henderson stepping back in. Here's the pitch. Another off-speed high pitch. Run the count to 3-1, so conventional wisdom is a 3-1 pitch. Look for something inside, but I don't know if you want to do that to a player that's shown today she can hit with power. So the 3-1 pitch. There it was inside. Henderson just misses it, and that's going to be a pop-up to second base, but that was right where she was looking. Just kind of was a little bit behind on it, and that'll be the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up to the plate the next batter for the California Vulcans, your shortstop, Alexa Pastor. Had a fine play in the field earlier in this one. And watches one bowl up to her feet. Ball one. Pastor stepping in. Senior for the Vulcans. Sees another one hit the ground. Goes to 2-0. I have a feeling if California can get a base runner here, that's just going to open up the bats here. Pastor, good eye, 3-0. See if Coach Bertinoli gives her the green light or the take to see if can rattle the freshman pitcher for Gannon. Here's the pitch. Pure take. And good job by Sideri not to blink. 3-1's the count. Sideri's pitch. Low and outside, and that'll send a runner to first. So California now looking to try and get those last couple runs home and maybe send people home early today. That'll bring up the top of the order, Brooke Wilson. And this is a dangerous part of the lineup for any team, like when you get to the top of the lineup. But now California's done a great job. Brooke Wilson, 1 for 3 today, 429 of the season. And that pitch goes to the backstop, and Pastor will easily go to second base. Ball one. But if you look at what the top three batters of the California Vulcans have done, 429, 333, 667 in the admittedly short season, since we're only 2 games in, but getting the job done. There's a foul ball hitting up over our direction. And everybody over here has seen a number of baseball games and didn't really worry too much. 1-1's the count. Brooke Wilson waits, shoots one foul down the right field line, and that'll bring up a pitcher's count, 1-2. So you can definitely see Sideri's right now not wanting to bring anything over the heart of the plate, admittedly so, but see if California can adjust and get something in play down the right field line. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And there is one shot to the gap. That's going to drop, and that's going to get at least one run home. That's extra bases. And California will get their 9th run of the game. 2-run RBI by Brooke Wilson.
Next up, the second baseman, number 6.
Makes it 9-2. I believe I said 9-1. I cannot remember or read. As Jaquay now, the number 2 hitter, takes a ball. Like I said, she's another one of the Vulcans that have fabulous freshman that started this season off pretty hard. 333. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Jaquay now 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Second half of the doubleheader here. 1-1 is the count. Jaquay watches a change up speed too much and lose gravity and hits the down. 2-1 is the count. Jaquay looking for a pitch to hit. Ball high, good eye, just missed. 3-1 count. A little bit of frustration showing on the face of Katie Sedair, freshman in her first action in relief. Starting pitcher Gabby Vazzi. Pitch, ball 4. So California now will get a second runner on. So with 1 out, freshman Jaquay goes to first. You have Wilson at second.
For the Vulcans now batting first.
And that'll bring up another Wilson, Paige Wilson. Lights starting to take effect here at Lilley Field. Paige Wilson has a chance to send everyone home happy. She hits one to the left side. Is it going to get down? It will get down. Ball's bobbled. Throw to the plate is going to stop any attempt at a run, but that loads up the bases. And it's really hard sometimes to say that it's a seeing eye pop-up, but it really was. It was just in that dead zone between left field, center field, and shortstop. And that brings up Michaela Machinsky. Had a rough first game, has come on strong in the second game. 1-2. Has a chance to, I believe, end this with the mercy rule as it is 9-2. Here's the pitch. She sends one right at the third baseman. Nice play. Throw to first and home. And she's safe at home, but they cut off the run and put a gold star and a ribbon on that play by the third baseman of Gannon, Hannah Neal.
With 2 outs, next up, the center fielder number 9.
Almost pulled off a rare 5-2-3 double play as that ball was her throw was on the line, and I tell you what, the return throw from DeMatis was on the line too, just slightly slow. So that'll still be bases loaded, 2 outs now. Alyssa Young now waves at an off-speed pitch. Strike 1. Young having herself a pretty good afternoon. 2 of 3, 500 on the season. Watches something bowl up, 1-1. You can work the lower part of the zone, but if it is rolling up there, that's a little too low to work. So Young now looking for that base hit. Swings. There's a play at the plate as there's going to be a drop ball on the pass ball, and the run scores. Makes it 10-2. And that does it, as that will be the mercy rule. Kind of a weird way to end the game as it was a pass ball. But that's going to send the Vulcans home happy and the Vulcan fans happy. So the final score, an exciting day of softball for the Vulcans, 10-2 in Game 2. California wins Game 1, 8-0. So California and Gannon will play the return 2 games at 2:30 tomorrow at Gannon. So CalVulcans.com will have all the information about how to watch or pay attention to that game. It's been a very successful first doubleheader here at Lilley Field, and it's been a great day to watch Vulcan softball once again here at Lilley Field. So once again, the final score for the California Vulcans, 10, the Gannon Golden Knights 2. For my camera operator, Johnny Sakaguchi, for the mayor, Devin Harina, this has been Gary Smith and CUTV Sports 1 wishing you a fine evening, and we'll see you next time. Like I said, the next chance we might have a chance to talk is Wednesday with the Vulcan Sports Wire with me and Matt Kiefer. And the next action for coverage is scheduled for Friday, doubleheader California and IEP.